Okie dokie. So. Okay. So it's Monday evening. Welcome everybody to the stream. My name is Joe. It's time for Monday Night Soulherder. Every Monday around 8 p.m. Eastern, I stream some matches with modern Soulherder. It's a super fun deck. I've been working on it about a year. I've got a pretty interesting list to show you guys this evening. Actually, it's a pretty big, important weekend for Soulherder. For the first time ever, a pilot won a modern challenge with the deck. So, congratulations to the pilot. Their magic handle is Logic. It's like _Logic_, and their name in the Discord is Nathan. So, if you guys have questions about the deck, hop into the Discord at Nathan, and I'm sure he'll have some answers for you. But I'm going to basically. I'll probably jump into a league with this list and just see how it feels, see how it goes. I've got some opinions off the bat about things that I think are awesome, things that I think maybe I don't want I don't know if like suits my style is the best way to put it or not. Just kind of different from what I do. So the biggest difference is Ether Vial. There's been a bunch of results with Ether Vial in different sort of Blink and Soulherder decks. I'm pretty sure it's like core in all of the kind of Blink style decks that run Tidehollow Sculler and Wasteland Strangler, because those effects happening at instant speed on the opponent's turn, like Tidehollow getting it in on the opponent's draw step, can be very powerful. Similar with Wasteland Strangler. So, but this is a Soulherder deck. Little bit different than those black-white decks. There are some people I think who run Soulherder and Tidehollow Sculler, but few and far between. So it definitely is a Soulherder deck, and it definitely has Ether Vial. So this is new for me. Obviously, I'm a Merfolk player, so I'm very familiar with the card Ether Vial. I know how it works. I know like all sorts of different tricks you can do during the upkeep with it. So, very familiar with Ether Vial. Looking forward to trying it out. I think there are some people in the Discord, the Soulherder Discord, who are a little bit, I don't know if like disappointed is the way to say it, but there's been these many branches, basically. I guess the main two are 80 cards versus 60 cards in Soulherder, but other branches, smaller branches, are Ether Vial versus no Ether Vial. And I think you have Ether Vial with 80 cards, Ether Vial with 60 cards, 60 cards without Ether Vial, 80 cards without Ether Vial, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's just it's something new, and basically for me, Ether Vial works really really well with Eladamri's Call because on the opponent's turn, if you've got say three counters on Ether Vial, you can just cast Eladamri's Call on the opponent's end step, get whatever 3-drop is best in that spot, and just vial it in immediately. You don't have to wait to untap and cast it on your turn. It won't have summoning sickness, all that stuff. So a very nice synergy here between Ether Vial and Eladamri's Call. The synergy is so powerful, in fact, that, the pilot choosing to go with the full play set of Eladamri's Call. So the card, effectively, in combination with Ether Vial, is just 4 extra copies of the most powerful creature in any point in the game, right? Like if we need, in an aggressive matchup, an Auriok Champion right away, right? So Eladamri's Call on the opponent's end step, Violin, Auriok Champion, immediately stabilize the board, start gaining life by blinking creatures. So playing against a combo deck, you've got 4 extra copies of Meddling Mage, basically. Many of us on playing Soulherder have played Watcher for Tomorrow, since the card was played in the earliest builds that Gabriel Nassif was working on. A lot of people were really hyped about the interaction between Watcher for Tomorrow and Ephemerate, being able to dig really deep in your deck. Every time Watcher enters the battlefield, it gets to look at the top 4 cards. It's quite a lot of cards you get to look at, and put one underneath him. When he leaves the battlefield, you get to put that card into your hand. So obviously with Ephemerate, you just get to keep pulling the best card from the top of your deck, the top 4. So very powerful. The one downside, obviously, to Watcher for Tomorrow is that it enters the battlefield tapped, since that's like part of the hideaway text, right? So I think most people are familiar with the hideaway lands, and those, of course, enter the battlefield tapped. Watcher for Tomorrow has hideaway. It also enters tapped. Entering tapped is mitigated somewhat by the fact that we have Ether Vial in this list. So imagine, again, you're playing against like Prowess. They currently don't have any creatures on the battlefield. You've got Ether Vial on 2. Maybe you've got... there's not too many 2-drops in the list, but let's say Ice Fang versus Watcher, right? And you can flash in either one using Ether Vial. Now, if the opponent is attacking with a Swift Spear that turn, if they play a creature with haste, get in right away, it's possible you might want to flash in the Coatl, particularly if it has Death Touch, block, and trade with the Swift Spear. But if they just don't play a creature, if they play a Soulscar Mage that can't attack with haste, then you might as well just Violin Watcher and get a better look at the top of your deck, the top 4 cards. So Ether Vial giving you sort of some flexibility with Watcher for Tomorrow. Basically, if the coast is clear, vial it in, get all that value, untap, and really hopefully never experience the downside of it entering the battlefield tapped. Meddling Mage, as I mentioned, excellent against combo decks in particular, but strong in basically any matchup. It's a card that that benefits people who have a robust knowledge of the format, right? So if you're playing against a Mystic Sanctuary deck, you might want to name Cryptic Command. Seems pretty good. If that's what you're most afraid of, if the opponent maybe just has like 1 mana up, you activate Ether Vial, get Meddling Mage on the board. Opponent can't respond, you name Path to Exile, get your lethal attack in, whatever. It's a card that very useful in many different situations. So already talked about Call. Ice Fang Coatl is a known quantity in these decks. Eternal Witness, I was running 3. This pilot is on 3. I agree with that number. I think it's spot on. It's not the kind of card you want 1 or 2 in your opening hand necessarily. A little bit clunky. Often if you play it on turn 2 or turn 3. In this deck, there's no dorks, so you can't play it on turn 2. But even on turn 3, very often you're only going to be getting back like a fetch land from the graveyard. So Eternal Witness wants to come down turn 4 after you've gotten some stuff cast, some things have gone to the graveyard. So 3 copies is pretty good. Deputy, one of the sort of key toolbox cards in the deck. Alongside Deputy, you've got Venser at the 4-drop slot, extremely flexible, can bounce lands. In combination with Ephemerate, maybe Soulherder, can bounce multiple lands, just win a game very quickly like that. You've got 1 Soulherder and 1 Thassa doing sort of on the battlefield blinking duty. Thoughts is a card I've played with, but not too much. It's just 1 whole mana more than Soulherder, but it's got Indestructible, so it's going to stick around a lot longer than Soulherder tends to, and hopefully get a lot more blink value. 3 whole Teferis in this list. Myself, I've been up to I've played 2 recently. I'm currently on 1 in my most recent deck. 3 is quite a lot, and this is one of the big question marks for me in this build. I feel like you'd probably want to run the 4th Ephemerate, which is like a super core synergy card, before you'd run the 3rd Teferi. To be fair, the pilot of the deck in the Discord has been discussing it a lot over the last couple days, and the way that he explains it, he thinks of the deck, he plays the deck pretty much like a control deck. So if you're playing against a combo deck, you go and get Meddling Mage right away, right? If you're playing against an aggro deck, you go and get Auriok Champion right away. So I guess for the control matchup, you really want to get one of those Teferis on the battlefield, and Teferi's just bonkers in a lot of matchups. If you get him down against Infect, they pretty much can't win. So it's a great card. I just think that running 3 might be a little bit aggressive, particularly when we're not even maxed out on Ephemerates. So moving on, not too many things to discuss. You've got the Singleton Oro. That's exactly where I am on my current build as well. I've got 2 Soulherders, but again, the pilot's running a Thassa instead of a second Soulherder. So a lot of the numbers are lining up between what I've been doing and what they're doing. Something you might have noticed, apart from the 3 Ephemerates, is that there's only 3 paths and 3 forces. I've mentioned multiple times on these streams that one of the reasons I'm running 60 cards instead of 80 cards is the increased odds running 60 of drawing these sort of super clutch interactive spells. If you're playing against a creature deck, you really want to hit those paths. If you're playing against a spell-based deck, you really want to hit that force. And you pretty much always want to hit an Ephemerate. The difference maker in this list, I think, that allows this pilot to comfortably run 3 copies of these really important spells is the 4 Watcher for Tomorrows just constantly digging really deep into the deck. So, you know, there is a justification for trimming on these spells. Opens up a bit more space to get an extra creature into the deck. So, some extra creatures, right? So you've got 3 extra slots if you only run 3 of these. And, you know, you could consider that getting an extra Meddling Mage, getting the Auriok Champion, and maybe getting this Charming Prince into the deck. For those of you who have followed my channel for a little while, you know that I've played extensively with Charming Prince. At a certain point, closer to when it was released, I was playing with as many as 4 in the deck. It's very, very versatile. It doesn't actually draw a card when it enters, which can be a fairly big downside, but you can pretty much always get nice value out of it. It's always good to have the option to gain life. Modern is extremely aggressive, but the most powerful ability that Charming Prince has is the 3rd one that lets you basically blink one of your creatures. I should say flicker because it comes back on the end step. So in combination with Vial, Charming Prince, kind of like a Flicker Wisp, only for your own stuff, right? And it's only for your creatures. So it's nice to have a Charming Prince in the deck. I can totally see the power of it in combination with Aether Vial. It lets you make sure that the coast is a little more clear before you get Charming Prince onto the battlefield and go for that 3rd mode. It can be a blowout if you use Charming Prince's value trying to blink a creature and then the opponent like paths or fatal pushes that creature that's being targeted, just kind of wastes the Prince's ETB effect. Sort of like the opponent removing a creature in response to Ephemerate. You typically want to be on your toes when you're looking to cast Ephemerate. Typically, it's better to be cast defensively than offensively. But, you know, Aether Vial lets us be a little trickier with Charming Prince, so pretty cool. Apart from that, I think that's a pretty good summary of the deck. He's got more white in the deck with the Auriok Champion than I do in my current build. Although, to be fair, I have been testing with Fiend Hunter, getting ready for Skyclave Apparition. Whether I run Aether Vial moving forward or stick with just Mana Dorks, I'm definitely going to be running at least 1 Skyclave Apparition, so I will need to support the double white since it's 1 white, that card, and the mana base is similar to mine. One difference is that I've got a Canopy Vista instead of the second Temple Garden. I do run 2 Hallowed Fountains. Looks like, well, this pilot has 2 Flooded Strands instead of the 2 Vistas that I run. Seems like Vista is just a strict upgrade to Flooded Strand. But again, they're not running Dorks on turn 1, so not as much of a need to go and grab a basic forest with like a Vista on turn 1. So I'm not going to change a single card in the list for tonight. I'm just going to respect the list, respect the fact that it actually won an entire Modern challenge. And I think the pilot in the Discord was pretty modest with how they presented the whole situation, because they didn't just win the challenge. They got to the top 8, and then they 2-0'd each step of the way through the top 8. Just like quarterfinals, 2-0, easy. Semifinals, 2-0, easy. Like finals, 2-0, easy, whatever. Like, don't bother me. Like, Soulherder coming through. So it's got to be a strong list. I don't feel like I should like preemptively change anything. As I mentioned, the most obvious change for me is just getting down to 2 Teferis for a 4th Ephemerate. Let's go and look at the sideboard for a moment. They've got so they've got the 4th Path and the 4th Force. Makes sense. As I mentioned, very, very powerful spells we want access to. A single Purge in favor of running more Ether Gusts. Honestly, I've been not so impressed with Ether Gust. I guess it's something that I might have to discuss with the pilot and sort of see how he feels about this card. You know, it's obviously good against Titan, but in other situations I've just been underwhelmed. I feel like in every other deck or every other matchup except Titan matchups, Celestial Purge is just going to be way better than Ether Gust. Like, would you rather Ether Gust a Klothys, or would you rather Purge a Klothys? Would you rather, you know, Ether Gust a Glorybringer, or would you rather Celestial Purge a Glorybringer? Like, just seems like Purge is just going to do more most of the time. It's going to get rid of Death Shadows. Again, Klothys, any sort of burn or prowess creatures. I guess Gust does that too, but it's more of a tempo card. And one of the very big points that I've sort of tried to reiterate in my streams is the idea that Soulherder is definitely not a tempo deck. It's the kind of deck that we need to sort of sit back, relax, sort of settle into our board states, and just win by establishing an unbeatable board state, basically. So Ether Gust, putting something on top of the opponent's deck for a turn, unless we're doing it and then pathing and making them shuffle the deck or other tricks like that, again, I'm not that impressed with it. Remorseful Cleric, I guess it's tutorable Graveyard Hate, so pretty cool. I think I might have played with this in the sideboard a long time ago, but haven't brought it back recently. We've got Mind Sensor. It's important that I actually review what cards are in this deck before I jump into the league, so I know what I have to work with. We've got Gadok Teague. I mean, obviously, well, let's think. This card comes in against, like, Tron. Comes in against, I guess, Control to turn off Cryptic Command. It's not a card I've played a lot with because it turns off our own Chord of Callings. So as far as how it lines up with matchups, I'll let, like, you guys should just shout at me when I'm sideboarding, like, put Gadok Teague in, because I'm easily gonna forget. Some really cool sideboard tech that has shown up in a few lists here and there is Vidalcan Plotters. 3 mana. Again, you can tutor for it with Eladamri's Call, Violet in. Change control of lands, like something you control, something they control. So Titan opponent goes and gets a Field of the Dead. You can just Violin Vidalcan Plotter and trade it for like a basic Plains or something like that. And now all of a sudden you're the one who's making zombies. So that's pretty fun. Mind Sensor seems like more tech against Titan decks. I've been playing Ashiok to try to stop people from searching, and I've been really impressed with Ashiok, but Mind Sensor is something that you can tutor for. Even if you don't have Ether Vial, it has Flash by itself, so pretty good card. But I can definitely see myself making like personalized adjustments to the sideboard moving forward, just based on my own experience and preferences. So with all that out of the way, I should say I'm working today with a little bit of a sore throat, although I'm already talking quite a lot. Welcome to everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. If you didn't hear earlier, this weekend, a Soulherder pilot actually won a Modern challenge, which is just a huge deal. It's so massive just because it's a new deck, it's experimental. It's made it to the finals. It's made it to the semifinals. It's made it to the quarterfinals. But it never actually won a Modern Challenge, and it just did it this past weekend. So extremely hyped. This is the exact list. And so yeah, get hype about Soulherder. It's an amazing deck. Not only is it competitive, like obviously it won the Modern Challenge. Nassif, on like the first couple days that he was playing with the deck, got to the finals of a Modern Challenge with the deck before it was even refined. So definitely competitive. But beyond that, like more important to me is just it's always super fun to play. Like there's always decisions to make. You can always walk away from a game thinking about like, did I make the best decision when that guy was attacking? Should I have countered that spell or this spell? It's not the kind of deck where it's like, okay, I'm gonna play my creatures, I'm gonna attack, maybe I'll tap the opponent's creature. It's just like every single card, every single play, every time you tap a land, there's other options. So I love that aspect of it. So anyhow, what's going on over here in the chat? How's it going? It's going very well. It's been a good day, long day. Mondays are actually, now that we're in the fall, super busy for me with work. I just got off work like half an hour ago. What's the new blue card in the sideboard to the left of Force? Well, yeah, I talked about it a moment ago. It's called Vidalcan Plotter. I guess it's singular. It looks like there's 3 of them, but it's just this guy in the middle, I guess, with the light shining on him. And he's just going to take the opponent's land and give them one of our lands. The flavor text is pretty pretty sassy, talking about the fact that the negotiations were never going to be fair. Very cool card, one that I could see continuing to have in the sideboard. But again, I'm probably after tonight gonna adjust the sideboard more to my taste. So what's going on over here? Let's figure it out. Ugly Hood Rat, welcome. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Ferdy says, if you are ill, Joe, finish a bit early, go to bed. I'm not feeling sick. It's just I teach, so I speak all day. So I just need to drink water. McDerp, what are you saying you'll be upset about? I want to make sure I understand so I don't upset anybody. But this is the deck. It should be over here on the side of the screen with Cardboard Live, the cool plugin. And what else before I jump in? If any of you guys are new to the stream, please give me a follow. I play Soulherder every Monday. I play Merfolk every Wednesday. Sometimes I jump in, like this past week I did an extra stream since I got paired against Nikachu and we had a very fun match. So I wanted to upload that. Let's see, Panda, excited to see Auriok champion in the main board. It does seem great in the current metagame, right? Apart from Ponza, there's just lots and lots of red. Like even Jund is dipping really deep into red. They've got Bloodbraid Elf, Seasoned Pyromancer, Raging Ravine, Renin 6, obviously Lightning Bolt, Kolagon's Command. Well, speaking of stopping early, I should probably just go ahead and start playing. So up to this point, there's been a relatively small number of, I should say, players who have actually put up, published results with Soulherder lists. And this guy Logic on Magic Online, the guy who won the challenge last night, before winning the challenge, he had 1-5-0. Very interesting list with 7 Monodorks. Very different than this Ether Vial list he's on now. But more and more people starting to get their name up on the board. Just very exciting. Exciting times for Soulherder. So I have 24 hours to finish this this league. So if I don't finish it tonight, I have to wake up and do it tomorrow morning. So this league cycle is actually, as I just said, coming to an end. It's been a very nice league cycle for me. I don't play Magic as much as some people. I maybe get in like a league every other day, let's say 3 or 4 leagues per week. And at that clip, I've been able to get 4 trophies. That's 2 with Soulherder and 2 with Merfolk. So a very nice balanced league cycle for me. Pretty satisfying. Unfortunately, what's unsatisfying is that not just with these 2 trophies with Merfolk, but with all my dozen or so 5-0s with Merfolk, I've still never, ever, ever been published online with a Merfolk list, even though like my name is Merfolk Joe. So, but all of my Soulherder results have been published. I think I have four up now, 2 very recently, and 2 a little older with like Astrolabe. All right, we're on the play. Round 1, very nice. Let me adjust this a little bit. So it's going to be a very unfamiliar deck, and you guys are going to have to help me on whether I need to keep or mulligan, okay? So we've got a turn 2 play. It's an Eladamri's Call. So do we keep this, play 2 lands, next turn, play Eladamri's Call on the end step, just play Witness and get back Eladamri's Call? Seems decent. If Witness doesn't seem like the best play, we can maybe just jam Teferi, but at that point we won't have any creatures on the board. So the reason I might not keep this is that A, it doesn't have Ether Vial, and I know that's an important card in this particular build, and it doesn't have any 2-drops. So if this was in my build, I would seriously consider mulliganing it. But we are on the play. We will get to our 3-drops early. We've got the Force. I feel like this is a keep, but it's not like an easy first keep where I can just sort of play Soulherder like I usually play Soulherder. So I'm going to keep, and we'll just have to sort of see how it goes. I'm already a minute behind on the clock after thinking about that for a while. And I'm not 100%. Oh my god. Oh, well, we have a Force, so we might actually win game 1 against this guy. That's pretty cool. Actually, Neoform is an excellent matchup for us, and the clock totally doesn't matter at all. So I'll probably just go get green-white. Yeah. This guy, whose deck list this is, does not have any of the Tangle lands, so I don't have to worry about sequencing. Oh, they had 2 Chancellors of the Tangle. Well, hopefully they just get blown out and we just win the game really fast. Okay, Monomorphos, that can resolve. We're not looking to counter Monomorphos, you know? We're looking to counter the Neoform or the Eldritch Evolution, something that will just be a massive blowout. Okay, here's the Allosaurus Rider. I don't know if these guys ever run main deck Pact. Yeah, well, fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. That was a lot of cards the opponent just spent. All right. So they've got 4 cards left. But it looks like they have literally no lands. That's fun. Oh, there's a land. All right, so we're going to go get green-white, as I mentioned. And we can get back Force pretty soon with Eternal Witness. So that's nice. We don't have to worry about our life total. Just, I guess... Oh my god, there's another Force. But we don't have a blue card. So we're going to go green-white. So we've got the green. Probably want to get white-blue next. So we'll just go Flooded Strand and pass the turn. Oh, Eladamri's Call can put a blue creature into my hand. That's fun. So I think I'm just going to get Soulherder, and we'll just get like a Witness loop with Force of Negation, and that should be that, hopefully. Hey, Nate, welcome to the stream. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thanks for joining us, and super happy to have you here with us. So I'm Eladamri's calling here for Soulherder with the hopes of just establishing like a loop lock with the Forces. So we're gonna get, I guess I could get Meddling Mage, right? Meddling Mage is actually a little bit stronger in the matchup. So I would get Meddling Mage and just name, for example, Allosaurus Rider, right? And that should just kind of shut them down. I was mentioning earlier, Nate, that it being a very new build for me, I'm definitely gonna sort of play slow, and let's see, meddling. I think Meddling Mage is probably the way to go. Yeah, I'll get Meddling Mage. We'll see how it goes. It's a card for combo decks, so. So I think, I mean, the safer play here is just Eternal Witness, get back Force. Next turn I can play Meddling Mage, and then I'm holding up Force. So like basic green is probably fine here. It honestly really doesn't matter very much, so I might as well go get Breeding Pool. Need to get rid of this stupid message down here. Okay, opponent just concedes. That's awesome. So I love getting paired against Neoform. Aethergust is actually quite good against them because even though it puts, for example, like Neoform back into their hand, they have to sack the Allosaurus Rider to actually cast Neoform or Eldritch Evolution. And we can bring in the extra Force of Negation. I guess Aven Mind Center is quite good because it stops them from searching their library, and that's part of what Neoform and Eldritch Evolution actually do. Purge is fine. It's you know, we bring in whatever we can to fight this deck. Purge will kill a Gristlebrand with the first activation on the stack, and hopefully just fizzle their combo turn. I'd also bring in the extra path, and the rest of this stuff is all kind of unnecessary. They're very low to the ground. Oh, you know what? They have to cast that thing to gain life, right? So does Gadok Teague actually shut off the Nourishing Shoal? Does X actually equal autochthon worms? Is it like X equals 13 or something like that? Because if Teague turns off the life gain spell, then that is a significant way to interact with them. All right, so take out the less interactive elements, right? So Teferi doesn't really matter. I guess it shuts off their potential counter spells. But I think I'd probably Oro is super unnecessary. Deputy is super unnecessary. Auriok Champion, Charming Prince, all super unnecessary. Feel free to chime in here, guys. This is, they can't cast Shoal. Oh, because it has X in it, right? It has X in it, so that's important. Panda, I usually play with Pithing Needle. I don't have Pithing Needle in the deck. I'm gonna trim the Teferis, and we'll sort of see how it goes, unless Nate tells me that I should leave them in. Venser is sort of fine, I guess. It's pretty slow, but Thassa's even slower, so... Well, not slower, but just less interactive. So I sort of feel fine-ish here. I should still have enough blue cards to pitch to... I'm taking out a lot of blue cards, to be fair. So maybe I don't know. I'll run it like this. We've got 4 Forces, 3 Ether Gusts, and I'm going to mulligan to good stuff. If you guys think I should make adjustments, maybe keep the Teferis in, keep some more blue cards in. I can make changes for Game 3, but... This should be pretty close to a buy if we can, you know, we can just mulligan to Force. So for me, this is a pretty clear mulligan. Against another deck, this would be a very nice functional Soulherder hand. But, I mean, we can go turn 2 Eladamri's Call, turn 3 Meddling Mage. But that gives them 4 turns to combo off or something like that. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. So I'm pretty sure I need to mulligan to like either Force or at the very least Ether Gust. You guys on board with that plan? So I mean, the plan is to ship this hand basically. What do you think? I'm like 90% to ship it. Just curious what you guys think. I like knowing your guys' opinions. But none of you are typing, so I'm just about to click the mulligan button over here. All right. Yeah, easy mull. Very good. I agree. Mulligan. Okay, well, turn 2 Gadok Teague. It's got really no action. But the opponent could have kept combo plus Now they're going to be on the... So hold on. They can win on turn 1. They kept 7. I think this is still a mulligan. I'm pretty sure we just mulligan to force in this matchup. So even though this is interaction, I think I have to mulligan again. Yeah, exactly. This is solid. So I think the 5 that I keep is basically like this, tons of interaction, and actually, you know what? Let's see. I keep a blue card to pitch to force, and then I've got an Ether Gust on top of that. I almost don't really need lands. I just need 1 blue land somewhere. So I'm going to keep this. I'm definitely bottoming the Ephemerate. And I guess I would sooner bottom... Like, I only need 2 mana here. And I'll bottom the forest and just hope to draw blue lands. I've got force no matter what. And I do like having path as another out. So I'm going to keep like this. Summoner's Pact. I'm going to let that resolve. Okay, they found Allosaurus Rider. Gemstone Mine. It's all coming together. Here's the Rider. Fair enough. All right. So if they have Pact, we still have the path, but all right, here I'm not gonna scoop to this. We're gonna see how it goes. I have had Neoform players fizzle, so we're just gonna have to see how it goes. Like, I wonder what the chances are of them having everything plus Pact in their opening hand. Seems very unlikely. And if I was on the play here, I could just path the Gristlebrand. So it's not even like getting turn 1 is through Pact. I could still have interacted with them and probably still had a good chance at winning the game. I do sort of miss having Pithing Needle, but you know, we've got plenty of interaction, so the last time I played against Neoform, they took forever to combo off. This guy seems like he's actually doing it pretty quickly, which is definitely appreciated. It's pretty tacky having a foiled out deck on Magic Online. It just doesn't look nice. It looks like yellow and weird. I guess they lose if like the last card in their deck is Laboratory Maniac. I think, or maybe not even, because they can like Monomorphose, draw the last card, but yeah. So I guess maybe they don't have the card they need in hand yet, but they can't draw 7 with Gristlebrand in this spot. But they have Serum Visions and Monomorphose, so I'm sure they have enough draw spells to get where they need to go. Okay, they found it. So, turn 1, pretty awesome. So I don't think Teferi is relevant here, except as a blue card to pitch to force. I think the sideboard plan is just fine here, honestly. Even though it's a little slow, the calls are extra copies of Meddling Mage. Eternal Witnesses can lock a game. I mean, but locking is really not that important. Just thinking we probably want more blue cards, like to have Force plus blue cards. So I'll bring in 1 Teferi. Um, and maybe Ether Vial is not even that super useful. So maybe we trim some number of Ether Vials. But it lets us get creatures on, I don't know. Maybe we'll trim 2 Ether Vials and bring in 2 more blue spells. Because it's really about just getting Force plus blue card in hand, right? And we'll run it like that. I felt fine with that mulligan to 5. Again, if I was on the play, I had Path in hand, and I could have hit Crystalbrand pretty early in their combo. So we've got Call for Mage, but again, it's a little slow. Ephemerates are kind of stupid in the matchup here, so we would have to hope that they don't combo out on turn 1, they don't combo out on turn 2, and if that happens, then we should be able to lock the game. But I don't think we can afford to do that against this deck, so I'm going to mulligan here. And at this point, I think I might keep, because Ether Gust is very, very strong against them. They're keeping 7, which means they probably have backup. So the way Gust works here is they're going to pitch 2 cards to get Allosaurus Rider, sack Allosaurus Rider, so that's 3 cards in the hole, and then I Ether Gust the Neoform. So, and then Watcher helps me dig. I don't know. I feel like I keep this hand. Any thoughts in the peanut gallery? Nate, how do you feel about this? We've got plenty of time, and I have no shame making the Neo brand player wait a minute or 2. Yeah. Hey, Airplane, welcome to the stream. Things are going well. I don't really want to draw more land, so I'll play this fetch here. I guess I'll go get like a Hallowed Fountain. So if they turn 1 me, that's it. But it doesn't look like they're turn 1ing me. I think there's like a pretty significant delay this evening on the stream, since you guys are responding to my question about keeping our mulliganing. And this is actually quite nice, because if they don't play anything I have to Gust, then I can just... Oh, that's more interaction. So the hand is shaping up. Can get my 20-turn clock onto the battlefield. Okay, Monomorphos, that can resolve. Okay, nothing to do with their mana. Still sitting on 7 cards over there. The Gemstone Mine starting to tick down towards 0 counters. Venter, I guess not the best draw if we rip it here, just because, oh well, that's going to get us closer to Mage. So now, all right, well, we're hitting our lands. We got some good cards. The only problem is, like, well, actually here now, I can Gust, and then if they do get a Griselbrand, I can Path, so our interaction getting more robust. If they just pass, I can go get Eladamri's Call, cast Eladamri's Call for Mage. 20-turn clock. Get it ticking. Let's be careful with how we tap our mana. Put Ether Gust over by here. Path to the left underneath the white mana. Don't mess up our taps. Okay, that's fine. We like them casting pacts. That probably means they have a blue pact or a Veil or something. But Veil actually doesn't stop Ether Gust. They might have a hard time paying for that pact next turn. So I'm going to let this resolve, and then I'm going to Gust the Neoform or whatever it is that they cast. So hopefully they kept, I guess, Veil, right? Because Veil doesn't actually stop this. And if we get through this turn alive, we can actually just call plus Mage on our turn. But the opponent does have to pay for a Summoner's Pact, which they only have 3 lands, right? So shouldn't be able to pay for that. Unless they have a Spirit Guide, in which case they could, but they'd lose one of their lands in the process. Opponent tanking about this. If they had a response, they would probably just cast the response. Okay, I don't know what they're thinking about. So Pact, I can't do anything about. They're going to get their Gristlebrand. They're going to get a bunch of activations, but we can path in response to the first activation and sort of cross our fingers, I guess. All right, I'm officially F6, ladies and gentlemen. 2 pieces of interaction, and we're probably still going to lose. Pretty frustrating. So they're back up to 20 life. Pretty sure they just win from here. Oh, they pacted the path, so now it's just game over. All right, while this is happening, I'm going to run to the bathroom. I'll be back in a second, guys. So, Airplane, this is the challenge winning list. I believe the pilot is actually in the chat. It's Nate C 543. Very unfortunate loss in this first round. Opponent kept 7, I think, every single game out of the 3 games, and in games 2 and 3, they not only had the combo, but they had the counter spell as well. So the odds seem very unlikely. We had 2 pieces of interaction this game, and they were still able to win. If we had one more turn, we would have been able to get Eladamri's Call down, naming one of their combo pieces, and that would have been that. Yeah, Gristlebrand is not my favorite Magic card. All right, so this guy's not on the board. I don't know. It's not a deck that requires a lot of skill, so it doesn't surprise me. Just salting out against my Neo brand opponent. Nate, though, I don't know. Like, I've played Aether Vial for many, many years in Merfolk and other decks, and you can't have those kinds of sacred cows. Doomwake is, I think, a well-known player. I'm going to mulligan here. Not good enough. And this is okay. It's pretty slow. I guess we can hope for so I'll play the fetch turn 1, or maybe just play the tapped, and then go get like a forest on turn 2. Eldrazi-tron. So, I mean, force can be good in the matchup, but I kind of prefer keeping the creatures here and digging. Actually, I can bottom a land. That's fine. I'm gonna keep, and I will bottom the breeding pool, I guess. If I'm going to go get a basic forest. So anyhow, Nate, I was just saying, like, I feel fine sideboarding out some number of Ether Vials against Neoform, where again I was saying during sideboarding that the point is really to maximize the odds of drawing blue cards plus force. Wow, drawing pretty weird here. So I'm not really sure what I want here to find with the Watchers. We've already got a path in hand, seems fine. So Death Touch seems reasonable, so I think I'll just go get the basic forest here and start building towards Death Touch. Okay, all right. Well, I think the paths are going to be sort of the most important thing. I could put a land underneath, but interesting decisions. We're a little far away from Death Touch, so I'm not sure that the Coatl is the way to go, particularly when we have another Watcher in hand. So I think I'll just take the path here. Or not take it, but put it underneath. Well, I already have a path, and, you know, we can always recur it with Eternal Witness. I don't think Teferi is that incredible in the matchup. So maybe the land is like the least greedy thing to do here. So anyhow, I'm going to stop wasting time here, and I'll just put the land underneath. I think that, like, getting lands back with Eternal Witness, putting lands underneath Watcher, very often just, you know, the most disciplined play you can make. I have to be a little careful with time. I've been taking a significant amount of time on my mulligan decisions and also just choosing cards with Watcher. It is a deck that has tons of decisions to make. That's a beautiful Urza's Mine. So what is being played here? Walking Ballista. Okay. All right. Well, we did draw a land, and we can play our other Watcher. It's a free attack here. I could have waited to play my land, I guess, if they do hit the Watcher. But I'm just going to path this thing during their upkeep. So I guess now the question is, the opponent is obviously pretty savvy. If I play another Watcher, they might just bottom out the Walking Ballista with the trigger on the stack, which is sort of fine by me. So I think I'll just go for that. Gets rid of the Ballista, keeps a path in hand. Are they going to respond? They're thinking about it. They know what's up. All right, well, we're hitting lands now, so I do want to take something a little bit more valuable. So Nate, I imagine call is going to be the correct call here, right? Ether Vial, at this point, not the most significant thing. So I'll put the call underneath this guy. Go any order, and then again during the upkeep, I'm just gonna path this thing. I don't want it sticking around, but they won't be able to tick it up this turn, so I don't feel like there's any rush to pathing here. So I think I'll just wait a little bit. Actually, let them go to their main phase. Like, because if they play a Thought-Knot Seer, Maze Mind, I could force that, but I want to save the forces for Planeswalkers. You gonna get in with this little guy? Fair enough. It's still not time to path this, I don't think. Representing pretty hard that I have the path since I was like thinking. Ugh, this is disgusting. I'm not drawing very well, and I actually can't cast these forces. Except for the, you know, alternative casting cost. So I think I will path on their upkeep now. Since they're probably just going to like play a land and go Karn or something like that. I could try to path now. Well, you know what? Let's just pass and see what they do. It would give me a land potentially if they hit this one. They could also just take the land and not kill any of my Watchers. Yeah. I don't sideboard Outforce in this matchup. It's pretty good. So we're going to path this thing. And we'll see if they take the land or if they give us one of our cards. I could also force it if I... Oh, well, no, it's not a spell. All right, well, that's actually pretty sick for us. It's pretty nice. So what do I want to even call for? My mana is so nasty. Night of Autumn is in the sideboard, right? So I can't call for Night of Autumn. Nate, let me know. What am I calling for here? Or do they just have Natural Tron? No maps, no nothing, just Natural Tron. Why not? And look, it even shows it in the panorama order, I think. That's pretty sick. They need to make the spaces closer between the lands. Yeah, that's not going to resolve, my friend. So if they play it, okay, Reality Smasher, kind of yucky. That's a clock, but at the same time, I do have a path in the graveyard. I can take my beats for a little while. There's nothing I can really do about this second, but I mean, I could think about, like, I mean, Soulherder is still the best way to sort of dig to value, I think. So I can get behind that plan. The thing is, like, Blinking Watcher with Soulherder is just going to get us a land, which doesn't immediately get us back in the game. So whatever, I'm just going to let this resolve for now. Okay, 5 to the face. And call. And we can look at the deck and sort of think about what's going on here. Uro is an option as well. Generate a lot of value that way. Charming Prince would get a blink on the Watcher. Deputy just immediately deals with Reality Smasher, which could be okay, but then they could play Baby Ugin and just like get rid of Deputy immediately. I don't think Meddling Mage is great in this spot. So it's basically between Soulherder and Deputy, I guess. And Deputy is just kind of a temporary reprieve. It's not... maybe it's good enough. Maybe it's good enough. Helps us stabilize. Did the opponent go Scry top or bottom last time? Well, it doesn't matter because they already played their spells. Yeah, Herder is just more value. We can always maybe get Deputy a little later. I don't know. I'll get Soulherder, I guess. And yes, exactly. We're going to try to hope to draw a blue card. And we did. So let's jam with the Watcher. No interest in blocking here. So go blue, white, green. We'll get a land in our hand. It's super slow, and we'll hope that they don't just play like another Reality Smasher. We will put this on the stack first. I hate stacking all this crap. Then this, and then we get our card back, right? So, okay, they're gonna scry, and we'll see what they do. They put it on top, and it's kind of not the best pile in the world. I guess Teferi bounces the Reality Smasher, but not that amazing. I guess just another Watcher. Like, keep digging and digging and digging, right? I think Teferi is just kind of underwhelming here. And if I draw another 2-drop, I can just play 2-2-drops next turn. So if I don't know, I don't know what I'm saying because I'm not necessarily getting the Watcher back right away. But it is the Watcher. Opponent really, really wants to resolve Karn. But now they'll just have another Reality Smasher, and all is well in the world for our opponent. Okay, drawing a card. Still have 3 Eldrazi mana, 5 Eldrazi mana. They do not have another Reality Smasher. Oh my god. So Deputy, wait, what? Okay, all right, that's fine, opponent. That's fine. And that's a decent draw. Decent. I do have to keep this land. Actually, I don't have to keep the land in my hand, but I don't want to pitch the Watcher that I draw. So, yeah, I'll keep the land in my hand for the time being. Double Reality Smashers is really pretty obnoxious. Attacking and just like to get the Watcher doesn't make any sense. I need something to blink. Opponent said, oops. Just do a smiley face. Going easy on me. So, I mean, I could just path this thing now and just get an attack in, right? That seems reasonable. Like, there's not going to be anything better that I want to path, I don't think. And they've already got infinite mana. So, pathing, getting in an attack, growing the Soulherder, all of this seems fine to me. And we do have lethal if they don't draw something to stop us from getting lethal. So here, I mean, we don't have a lot of mana, and we don't have Vial. So Eladamri's Call is kind of weird. So I think I don't even know here what matters, because odds are I'm not getting the Watcher back, and if they kill it, then I get back Ephemerate, but I have nothing to Ephemerate. So I think probably just Coatl is best here. It's... Oh, opponent's gaining life, of course. I realized that as soon as I looked at Maze Mind Tome. So they have another Reality Smasher, so triple Reality Smasher. That's, you know, no reason to not have triple Reality Smasher with Natural Tron. Okay. I guess Gadok Teague comes in for this match. The extra force probably comes in. Night of Autumn blows up some artifacts, so that's a possibility. Definitely the path, all the ceremonious rejections. That's probably it. They don't search their library too much. They just have like Expedition Map. Karn searches their sideboard. Yeah, DV, I was gonna die before I would ever get to call and then cast Deputy. Plotter is a good one. I like the idea for Plotter. I guess Knight is pretty good. Path Rejection Knight. Plotter Teague Force. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're gonna cut. What are we gonna cut? super unfamiliar with all this stuff. Teferi seems underwhelming. Again, so I was talking about cutting a Teferi to run the 4th Ephemerate. Seems like that might not be the worst thing in the world. Venser is awesome. Don't think we want to trim Thassa or Soulherder, but we do need to trim something. Maybe Watchers are not the best since they don't put up the defense fast enough. Oh, Auriok Champion definitely comes out. Charming Prince can come out, even though in combination with Aether Vial, it can be good around All Is Dust. Meddling Mage, I guess there's too much stuff to name, right? Yeah, I think we're totally on the same page. Makes a lot of sense. So we've got Auriok Champion, a couple of Watcher for Tomorrows, Charming Prince, all the Teferis. Yeah, seems solid. Solid enough. So I have to say, I think I probably prefer my list here, though, just because it has stuff like Stonehorn Dignitaries, just to make sure that they can never attack. I've had Stonehorn in the main for months and months, whether I was splashing black or playing Bant. We haven't had we have not had an Ether Vial in the opening hand. So once again, kind of a weird opening hand. This is basically one card that can counter, a Karn or something like that. Then turn 2, Eladamri's Call, maybe get an Eternal Witness, get back a land. Are there any creatures that were like really dig? I guess we can get a Plotter. We can like Eladamri's Call for a Plotter, and then play Soulherder. I mean, it's pretty slow. Like we're not playing Soulherder there until turn 4. But also just calling for Eternal Witness and getting that loop going is pretty nice. I also don't want to take tons of colorless lands away. So I'm just not sure if this is a keep or not. Nate, you want to weigh in on this? These have not been easy decisions. I mean, we've got lands and spells, right? Which typically is good in Magic. We've got sort of a curve with 2-drop into 3-drop, presumably, into our next 3-drop. So just curious to know, yeah, I say, okay, it's a keep, see what land they play first, fair enough. So keep it. I don't think we really want to draw a ton of lands, so probably going to play fetches first, and I guess, like, Breeding Pool, Temple Garden. Do have to play somewhat briskly. 14 minutes on the clock. Sort of embarrassing. I never counter expedition maps. You guys can let me know what you think about that. But I've had a ton of experience against all sorts of Tron decks. And it's really just not worth countering expedition maps typically. Yeah. So, all right, now I sort of have to play the Windswept Teeth, hold up either Ice Fang or Eladamri's Call, and I guess it's probably going to be Call, right? And we'll sort of see what they play as their next land. Okay, well, they've got a Temple. Chalice on 1 does not bother us at all. So you know what that opens up? It actually opens up Deputy or Knight actually blowing up Expedition Map, or Knight blowing up Chalice. But I think Knight on Expedition Map is probably better. No, I still think that's wrong, McDerp. I've learned through hard experience that that's wrong. I think you just want to save it for their haymakers. Okay, well, I mean, we're drawing okay so far. All right, well, we can't counter that. A little bit sad. A little far away from Death Touch. We should have. I think we have the 4 paths in the deck at this point, so we could top deck a path and then play an Ice Fang or something like that. Could also just play Eternal Witness, get back Eladamri's Call. Opponent thinking hard about what to take here. Reasonable. A lot of good cards in hand. Okay. All right. Well, they took the Soulherder. I think we kind of have to tap out here for the Eternal Witness, and I don't want to be stuck on lands for the rest of the game, so I might just play Eternal Witness and get a land, honestly. It opens up like Ice Fang into Watcher. It gets us 1 land closer to getting Death Touch online. So that's what I'm going to go with here. I will get, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I've got green, green. I guess I'll get Flooded Strand and get a basic blue. They destroyed me in game 1, McDerp, with triple Reality Smasher. Now they've got Blast Zone, which is getting ready to kill all my 3-drops, which is pretty dirty. But they're currently on 3 lands. I guess we'll see if they have a 4th land. We did kill their Expedition map. 4th land, of course, why not? Karn is going to get countered, and I will, I think I'll pitch the Watcher here. And I might just double block here. Like, I kind of like getting a card back. All right, opponent saw that I was going to enjoy that double block, chose not to attack. Let's get closer to Death Touch. And there it is. So main phase in Coatl just seems totally reasonable here. And not the best draws so far here. Probably should have played, maybe I could have played Coatl before I played my land drop, just to potentially have Force online here. Like, Shields Down is sort of unnecessary. Slight misstep. Should have been a little bit more careful. Like, if there's a Karn in here, like, flying underneath the Force, that would be pretty frustrating for me. Okay, 5 mana. Going to attacks, almost certainly just going to pass through, it looks like. They're probably going for Blast Zone here, and it looks like they can add 2 counters, which is unfortunate. Venser would be a good draw. But the deck is intent on just drawing lands. I still do not think I have any attacks here, so just pass turn. Things going a little bit sideways. Flooding out. No, the thing is, I could have kept Force up. I was just a little bit silly. Like, if I should have expected that a possibility would have been to draw a blue. But you're right. You're right. Actually, I should have kept it in my hand. But if I drew something like a Witness, maybe I want to just cast it right away. I don't know. All right, so we're going to lose our 3-drops momentarily. Not necessarily out of it yet, but we've had consecutive top deck lands, which is never good in the middle part of a game. Second Blast Zone. Okay. Definitely cracking this thing. White, white, blue, blue, green, green. Okay. Oh, guys. Not like this. Yeah, I mean, holding up Coatl and Force is probably more disciplined. Blast Zone is such a stupid card. Like, it's not dominating the format or anything, but then, like, Walking Ballista isn't either. It's just so unnecessary. Like, Engineered Explosives is already really good. It doesn't need to be on a land. It's... I don't know. It's just very bad Magic card design, I think. Like, are they going to print a Wasteland that lets you, like, put counters on it and then sack it to destroy that many lands or something? It's just, it's pretty stupid. Like, okay, so they naturally hit Tron. Nice. Solid. Okay, that's going to resolve. Eternal Witness gets us right back in this. Cracking the Misty Rainforest doesn't... okay, they've got cards. Let's get another land out of our deck. Okay, so now we can't draw that Temple Garden anymore. Oh, God. All right, maybe we have one more turn. Oh, I can't play that anyway, so I'll just keep it in hand. Lands can matter, so I'll play out my land. Okay, drawing extra cards. Yeah, I can't cast Path currently. We've got more lands than the Tron deck. Hey! So, it's not that amazing. I guess we can wait till their attacks, let them get in, bounce Thought-Knot with Venser, but then they recast it and take whatever we draw. So I just kind of feel like casting this on our main phase is the way to go. So just main phase and bounce the Thought-Knot Seer. I mean, we're gonna cast whatever we draw. So I'm pretty sure that's the line, guys. So you guys can yell at me if it's stupid. It just seems like there's probably not a better option. I could hold up Venser to bounce like something big that they cast next turn. Yeah, but I'm just dead unless I cast this right now. We really don't have that many amazing top decks. I guess like another Snake would be pretty good. Ah, one drop. I can't cast it. The deck is just kind of messing with me in this game. Faust, that's another option. It's definitely another option. But I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Uro is in the deck, so it's possible I should just cast these into the graveyard. Whatever. It really doesn't matter because he's not taking these. He's going to take the Force. It's the only spell that I can cast. So I'm not going to block here. We don't have to block yet. Because Soulherder is a live draw, and then we get to continue bouncing their creatures. Oh, well, that's reasonable. So now I think I probably just want to take away the Chalice and then bounce the Thought-Knot again. No, you know what? I could also just take away the Thought-Knot right now. That seems fine. I don't really care about these one-drops so much. Ephemerate getting unlocked to be able to cast and bounce the Thought-Knot is good, but at the same time, like, if they get... tricky lines, but I do need to play sort of fast, so I'm definitely casting this thing. And I think I'm just going to target the Thought-Knot Seer. Is this just getting contorted? All right, well, there's nothing I could do about that. I can't cast it anyway, the Ephemerate. So that's not going to resolve. Unfortunately, I do have to chump block in this spot. And I think it's just GG. Neither was going to happen there because they had removal in response to Deputy. Once we get Skyclave Apparition in the deck, it'll be much better. I mean, we'll still have Deputy. I'm going to say good games. Thanks. Good luck with the rest. And I'll go ahead and just concede the game, I guess. I was saying because Skyclave Apparition, when you target one of their creatures or one of their anythings, no matter what, it's going to get exiled. So they can't remove it when the ability is on the stack. Yeah, I don't think I could have done too much better there. So let's return to details. He's on 5, a little bit more than me, so makes sense that we lost, I guess. Not the best start to the league. Go ahead and jump into the next round. I have to say the deck, you know, it would be nice to draw Ether Vial at some point and actually get it on the battlefield. I mean, we flooded in that game, and then when it got to like real crunch time, I drew 2 1-drops into Chalice on 1, and there were decisions to be made that could have potentially made like a tiny percentage difference in the game. Like if I had gone with Faust's line and like took 4 from Thought Knot and then end step bounced the Thought Knot. But they played a reality matter reshaper that turn. Matter reshaper, and so it's not like I would have even been able to get an attack in, so I don't think the timing there was a big deal. And just venturing on my turn was fine because I was hoping to draw into something good like Deputy, but took an extra turn to get to the Deputy. Drew the 1-drops, drew the lands. It's taking me a long time to get paired with an opponent as bad as me. So many times in leagues, what happens is like you'll start off 0-2 if you get paired against like a bunch of like extremely strong players. But then once you're 0-2, you get paired against other players who are 0-2. And in theory, it gets a little bit easier. I mean, the first opponent doesn't have any trophies, but they just turn 1 dust with Neobrand. And not a lot we could have done against that. Yeah, McDerp, I know what you mean about Ether Vial. It's very hot and cold, I think. At the same time, though, like top decking Monodorks isn't that amazing either. There's a lot of synergies in this list. If you're going to run 3 Teferis, obviously running Dorks to get to turn 2 Teferi is very strong. Also, turn 2 Uro is something I've been enjoying a lot lately. We're winning die rolls. I can't complain about that. It's just we're not winning games. Okay, so this is Luris. We've got the Auriok in our opening hand. The only thing we can currently cast, I'm pretty sure, I'm guessing this is either Burn or Black-Red Prowess. So if they open with Thoughtseize, all right, sorry, Faust. I'll have to look at the replay for that. So if this is Burn, I think that having Auriok in the opening hand is quite good. But at the same time, Watcher's not that great. Call is a little slow. I don't see how we ship this here, so I'm going to keep. I mean, Faust, saying that it would have won is extremely ambitious or overreaching because the opponent had not just Thought Knot, not just Chalice, but they followed up with Matter Reshaper, and then they had the Walking Ballista on X = 6. So, I mean, we could have gotten in the game. Not sure we would have won. Okay, currently oh, it's not. So this is the 0-2 bracket, so it's not the most typical Luris deck, I guess. What is green-blue Luris, guys? They went bottom, and they said, okay, all right, it's Ad Nauseam, I guess. Or something that plays Lotus Bloom. How strange. Wow, I kept Auriok Champion thinking that it was gonna be the bomb here. I mean, maybe it could be Neoform again, I guess. But they don't run Lotus Bloom, so... But also, Ad Nauseam doesn't run Breeding Pool. They just run Temples and they run Gemstone Mines. So, not really sure what I'm playing against here. I think just going with the Watcher is probably the most straightforward play here. But then at the same time, I don't really know what I'm looking for with Watcher. So just looking for sort of core cards, I guess. Maybe a Force. Force is excellent. So I'm going to get... Although at the same time, Teferi could be quite good. It turns off Suspend. So I think I'm going to get Teferi, actually. But Teferi is so slow coming down. Next turn, I have to play Soulherder. And just getting Force in hand just seems better for now. So I'm taking Force. I'm going to say any order. And yeah. Yeah, so this is also the upside of being in the O2 bracket is you get to see some very potentially unexpected. Oh, they played, okay, so Chromatic Star. Is this like a big like mana deck, like where they're gonna play that, like, is it Kirin or something? Where I don't even know what's going on, guys. But I am gonna get a Force of Negation in my hand right now, which makes me feel good. I have to imagine this Lotus Bloom is to cast something that Force of Negation will be able to counter. All right, combo established. We got to our combo before the opponent got to their combo. Well, here's a Meddling Mage right now. That's pretty nice. I could also get Venser. Meddling Mage, I will get it. Now, this is going to go down to 1. I guess I need an Ephemerate to get that right away. Let me think this through. It's on 2. It's going to go to 1. I'm going to get back Meddling Mage. The opponent's going to resolve Lotus Bloom, so that doesn't really work. I don't really know what I'm playing against. So I don't know that Meddling Mage is the best choice here. I kind of like just getting Venser, honestly. Venser is a counter spell that I can actually cast. Actually, Vensering Lotus Bloom is pretty dirty. But let's see. Let's see how it goes, I guess. Oh, hey, I called this card. That's ridiculous. Keenan. Whenever you tap it for mana. So, all right. I guess this makes, well, they don't have lands yet, so. Oh, there's a land. So this will make 2 mana because it's a mana ability. Well, okay. I'm going to let that resolve. Don't really care about that. Okay. All right. Well, another Eladamri's Call. So, I think I'm just going to play this, hold up Venser plus Force, and just try to not die. If they don't do anything, I can just end step Eladamri's Call. It seems like this is important, so maybe I can get in with Soulherder, but I think I'll just get in with the Watcher. We can start getting in next turn with Soulherder. Okay, they're down to 12. Play this untapped. And we're going to hold up Venser plus Force. We'll say okay. Yep. Ephemerate seems okay with Venser, so I'll get Ephemerate. Okay. And I don't even think I should try to, like, Venser the Lotus Bloom. But it will make 6 mana. So that's a little bit frightening. Huh. Right? Oh, no. It'll make 4 mana. I think I let Lotus Bloom resolve. I think I just want to, like, counter the busted stuff. Like, Lotus Bloom is just like, whatever. Okay, you can have your Lotus Bloom. Make me pay for it, opponent. Punish me. There it is. Whir of Invention for X equals 0. Interesting. I mean, do I care about this, guys? X equals 0. I don't think I'm afraid of any zeros. Oh, he's gonna go get another Lotus Bloom? Is that what's happening here? I'm so confused. All right, just for science, I'm gonna let this resolve. I have Venser to bounce something if it really matters. All right. Oh, he's like storming off? Is that what's happening? I was so confused. Pyrite Spellbomb. 2 damage. That's gonna resolve also. Okay. You got it. That resolves. It's the win con, but they can't access it right now, so we're gonna prevent them from accessing it. That's the plan. Are they activating now? Is that what's happening? I don't know. Just like reshape. See, that is something that I might want to counter. Search your library for artifact card with converted mana cost X1 or less. Put it into your library. So that seems like it's something that I want to counter. And I think I'll just pitch this guy and leave up my mana still. Boom. I'm just like, I'm flying blind here, guys. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, that resolves. They get to make extra mana with this. It's kind of cool. That's 2 mana. They can make 4 mana. What is happening? I like very confusing. They're really going after that X equals. What is X here? I have to say okay, I guess, first. It doesn't even say what X is. Is this X equals 0? I mean, I'm going to cast Venser at some point, but do I want to cast Venser to bounce a land? No, that just gives them more mana. I think I just have to bounce this back to their hand, right? Then I have Venser. I can start bouncing things on our turn if I feel like it. Oh, they just conceded. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, why did that win? I guess they're getting another Lotus Bloom here. It's so confusing. Opponent has to have some kind of counter spells that they can bring in. But combo decks don't usually, I don't know, they can usually bring in like 4 packs or something like that. So that had X in, they have a bunch of X's. So I think Gadok Teague is pretty solid. Ceremonious Rejection seems sort of okay against all their artifacts. Path hits Kinnan, but we've already got 3 paths and other ways to deal with him. So I think the other Force is obviously pretty good. They're searching their deck with Whir, so I think Aven Mind Censor is probably pretty good. Their graveyard seems like it might be clutch, so Remorseful Cleric. I didn't see any black or red permanents, so that's probably not coming in. You guys can think for the the rest of the cards. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real fast. Actually, you know what? I need to take some cards out first. Teferi seems okay. I can definitely trim Uro. Not a matchup where it seems that important. Also, it's not going to be a grindy matchup. I think Thassa comes out. Call for Mage. We can name that like reshape card that we saw. Or Whir of Invention, or just Kinnan is a nice card to name with Meddling Mage. Auriok Champion comes out. Prince I've been taking out literally every match. Like there's a reason that I took Prince out of my deck after a long time of playing with it. Maybe Teferi's not the nut, so I can trim 1 Teferi. I like Digging with Watcher. That card seems pretty sick in this matchup, particularly since they're not aggressive. I don't know. I mean, I guess we want to be able to call for like Teague. That seems amazing. Once we've called for Teague, we can call for Remorseful Cleric. Hey, Grim Ducky, welcome to the stream. I'm playing the Modern Challenge winning Soulherder list with Ether Vial and Eladamri's Call this evening. So currently getting wrecked. So Deputy can hit like Kinnan. I guess that's okay. Gotta cut something. Gotta cut something. So I gotta make some decisions. Again, I don't know what to do. Let's cut 1 Witness. Maybe 1 Path. I don't know. Cut a path. I don't know. This might be terrible. I'm going to submit the deck. And then I kind of have to go to the bathroom. I drink so much water during these streams. Again, I have a bit of a sore throat, but it's not bothering me that much, partially because I'm drinking so much water. So let me run, guys. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I think this is a keep. It's the first time we draw an Eladamri's Call. Ephemerate is one of the best cards in the deck. We're certainly going to draw creatures at one point or another, and we've got a force, and that's, the opponent's keeping 7, but against like combo decks, you're looking for force. We don't really know what we're playing against, but for me, this is a keep, so I'm going to keep it. Okay, Lotus Bloom. We can draw Meddling Mage and name Lotus Bloom if we feel like it. But remember, they can cast like Reshape and go get Lotus Blooms. Conjurer's Bauble. So that puts cards from graveyards on the bottom of their library. Draw a card. Okay, fair enough. Land wasn't really what I was looking for there. We do want to cast turn 2 Eladamri's Call, so I do want to go get like maybe like some kind of land that makes green mana. Maybe a Breeding Pool seems reasonable. Or you know what? I'll go get green-white, and then I can play the island next turn. No, I can't. I can't. I can't. I'll get green-blue, and then I'll play white next turn. Yeah, because I need both green and blue. So yes, I'll get Breeding Pool. Ether Vial, go! It was the first time I cast it all evening. Oh, Grim Ducky, you have no idea. It's very different indeed. I've got 4 Ether Vials, and because of Ether Vial, we've got Eladamri's Call. It's a nice synergy. You can get a creature, get it on the battlefield right away. Opponent keeping the 1-lander. Gotta love it. But I guess they do have that thing suspended. Maybe we'll be able to force it. Blue card? No blue card. Oh, man. We do want to get lands out of the deck. But at the same time, I don't really want to play too many basic planes or anything like that. So we might just want to... Yeah, whatever. I'm just going to play the planes right now. Next turn, island, and hold up Hardcast Force. Calling for Witness seems reasonable since I have Force in hand. Golden Egg. It's going to add some mana. It's going to gain some life. It's going to draw a card. That's fine. Egg on the battlefield. Opponent seems like they're struggling mana-wise a little bit. So there's another Lotus Bloom exiled. Teferi, actually, did I sideboard out Teferi? I hope not. Maybe I sideboarded out 1 Teferi. Yeah, I sideboarded out 1. It's actually really, really good against Lotus Blooms. I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, Meddling Mage is actually pretty dope here. Oh my god, I don't think I've drawn anything except land so far in this game. I am pretty sure that's the case. I'm gonna play my basic island. I mean, life total doesn't matter too much, but whatever. Basic island seems fine. No reason to wait on this. I'm just gonna get this down now. Betamax, welcome to the stream. I'm currently 0-2, but having fun testing out the Soulherder list that won the Modern Challenge this weekend. Congratulations. The pilot is in the stream right now. It's Nate, Nate C 543. Lotus Bloom. Let's not mess this up. Let's name the right card. Pass a turn. I mean, there's no reason to do it on upkeep. I'll just do it right now. Uh-oh. Opponent. What's going on, man? So, oh, they just went to second main. Golden Egg is fine. I'm going to let that resolve. Force of Negation is for bigger fish. Nate, you might want to fill me in, but I think we probably leave Ether Vial on 2 until we draw something that encourages us to tick it up further. Yeah, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. All right, so I'm gonna go get Basic Forest, play Ether Vial, attack with Meddling Mage, hide this silly thing over here. Okay, fair enough. I could put it up to 3. Also, some of our 2s have flash, right? Like the snakes. All right, Ephemerate eventually will do something. Maybe, possibly. I guess you never know, though. Okay, that's gotta be good. That's gotta be good. So, I mean, we can just tick this vial up to 4 next turn. Unfortunately, we don't have Force plus Venser up this turn, but... Are they gonna block if I attack? Maybe, because they might have an extra Kinnin in hand. So I'm not going to attack. I think it's just, we've got blue. I'll get another basic, well, it doesn't really matter, basic or not. Another forest here, then I've got Venser plus Ephemerate up. I don't really care about this. I'm just going to Venser whatever spells they play and then Ephemerate whatever spells they play and maybe just like start bouncing things. As I was saying, Basic Forest sort of does the job here. But I'll just wait till their turn. Are they going to dismember my Meddling Mage? That would be spicy. I doubt it, though. Man, this is pretty sick. Meddling Mage just doing it to this guy. What do you got, opponent? Tap, tap, tap. Basic. Choose each land you control becomes... That's fine. It's just drawing a card, basically. Yeah, venturing land seems really strong. That is certainly the play here. Chan, we're going to bounce the breeding pool. Flickering the mage, though. Oh, I see. That's actually pretty cool. But we can do both, right? Because I'm going to bounce this. Now I can bounce the Venser, bounce the Kinnin, and then the rebound... I'll blink the Meddling Mage. I like it. That's pretty cool. Is opponent going to scoop in response to this? Maybe not yet. This is spicy play. This is what you get for having the actual pilot himself in the chat. Stacking my stuff. Nothing more fun on Magic Online than stacking your stuff. We're going to say yes and then no. And finally, the grand finale here. It's very slick indeed. So we're going to name Kinnan, Bonder Prodigy, and so far just owning this guy. That's a nice draw. There's no reason to play Hallowed Fountain untapped, so play it tapped. Get our 8-turn clock ticking, and we'll see what happens. Ferdy, I am in the 0-2 bracket, and the opponent is playing the most glorious deck. Certainly that we've played against this evening, but possibly in all of Modern. That's going to resolve. You got it, opponent. That as well is going to resolve. So I've learned I can just like hold this guy's name down and hit ban user. Peace out. Banned. Okay, moving on. My turn, right? Come on, there we go. Man, we have been drawing plenty of lands this evening. Plenty of lands. Nate, super smart line, bouncing and naming Kinnan. Really, just like the synergy is so sick. Like every card that we played did something there. Ephemerate, Venser, and Meddling Mage came together to make like a beautiful Soulherder soup, a stew, so to speak. Opponent going in here. Second Sunrise or something. No, well, it was just a bot. The bot was saying like, "You want to be famous? Just like send us your email address. Give us your bank account. We'll make you very famous." Yeah, I can't do anything about that, I guess. At some point I can ephemerate Venser if I feel like it. Force plus Venser. I've got like double counter spells. DV Neil, you are not a Nigerian prince. There's nothing wrong with Nigerian princes. What are you trying to do, opponent? This x equals nothing, x equals 0. Seems fine, like, for me to let this resolve. Is he going to get a Lotus Bloom? I don't know. Like, I guess I'll counter it. It seems like these words are very important. I don't really get how worrying for 0 can be so important, but I guess it gets them a Lotus Bloom and lets them continue going off. Like, if that resolved, they could have cracked this and cast, I don't know if a second Sunrise, is that the one that's banned? Maybe they have 4 Kinnans in hand. Let me draw a creature. Eternal Witness? Just shut this thing down. I will question your heritage. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Deputy is interesting. Now, Deputy plus Ephemerate is super interesting because if they get something really important onto the battlefield, but the opponent can just sack one of these in response, and then they don't get both taken away. Boop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Let's see if the opponent sacks a golden egg. They might just be F6'd, which would be fun for us. Hey, F6 time. And we now have lethal, so let's go, opponent. What do you got? Man, just like tore this person apart here. Sorry to be so rough. This is not a very nice board state. All right. We got there. No longer in the O2 bracket. We are moving up in the world. File on 3. I've also got 8,000 lands. Let's see how many trophies that guy has. Not many. All right, can we get into positive territory in this league? We have to win out. We have to win the next 2. Vile is garbage, Nate. It's dead weight. Why would you play such a bad card? Bad Magic player. Bad deck builder. Bad, bad, bad. So while we're waiting, I can like hype up M Hayashi. If you guys want to see, he plays red black Obosh, like prowess. He also plays or maybe it's just mono red Obosh prowess. I think that might be it. But also a longtime Merfolk player, extremely innovative, and he's just like a Merfolk player is on top of the modern table, just crushing by a huge margin, like 6 into 27. Wasn't like 4 and something, so almost like a fifth of this, a little less, between 4 and 5. So like 20-25% more trophies than the next person. I don't think we've lost a die roll this evening. Oh my god. Guys, it's happening. I'm keeping this. Prowess, come on. Be a prowess deck. Arbor Elf is another good one though. Because I mean they can blow up our Ether Vial, which would actually suck for us. With Pillage. But the fact that we're playing around Blood Moon already is pretty nice. Blue, like a basic island off the deck, off the top would be the sickest draw here. Pithing Needle is so good in this matchup because you name Arbor Elf and then you can just never make mana. Okay, well, we can't do anything. I guess we're going to upkeep Path the Arbor Elf. Seems like a good plan to me. This dude is just going to make so much mana. So, upkeep. You are now on the path to exile. Hey, look, he's got a nice walking stick, right? It's going to help him along the path. Yes, it looks like Ponza, almost 100%. Red, green, Utopia. What is it? It's called like green, red, I hate all these stupid names. Oh no, maybe it's something else. They got white. Spicy. Oh my god. All right, so all of our 1-power creatures are about to regret being born. Naya Renin 6. You know what? This could be 5-color Niv Mizzet. But actually, McDerp plays Niv Mizzet, so he'd probably be able to spot if something was weird here. But that's where my money is. I say it's 5-color Niv. I don't know that they ever play Arbor Elf, though. It could still be just like red-green mid-range, of course. Well, that was a good draw. I like it. So, yep, just play that. Next turn, tick Vile up to 3, and on the opponent's end step, we flash in the spiky tooth flying snake. So once again, a big welcome to all you guys joining me this evening. Now, some of you are new to the stream. If you like Soulherder, I do it. I play Soulherder every Monday evening, like tonight. Definitely not 5-color Niv anymore. Definitely Naya. Magus the Moon looking pretty dumb against these Ether Vials right now. So almost certainly some kind of red-green mid-range with Ren and 6. All right, we're going to the end step. All right. Watcher's cool, but we're still ticking up to 3 without a doubt here. Path currently offline. I think I'd just go Soulherder, start getting a little value from the Ice Fang. This Ren and 6 could get out of hand. We're not an aggro deck, so we typically need to deal with Planeswalkers. Playing Soulherder and blinking this means that Ren and 6 won't be able to just kill Soulherder immediately. That's not the best land to draw. So we're going to get at Ren and 6. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm not sure if there's a delay on the... You know, they also have like tons of stomps and lightning bolts and stuff like that. So I don't really expect the Soulherder to live. But we get to draw a card. We get to make them use a removal spell on Soulherder rather than just pinging it with Ren and 6. So... Charming Prince, sort of okay. I'm expecting like stomp, ping with Ren and 6, and just generally get wrecked. Opponent, gonna get frisky? No, you wouldn't dare. Bloodbraid Elf, man, this is, oh my god, Pillage, get out of here. That's ridiculous. It's so stupid. All right, well, we got more where that came from. Now, what are tricky lines here? I mean, not right now. I like to think when stuff's on the stack, it seems like I'm thinking about that, but I'm actually thinking about my next turn. Tricky plays. Play Charming Prince, gain life, blink it, seems terrible. Play Watcher, seems good. Blink it, seems good. We'd love to draw like a basic land at some point. Basic Plains would be pretty sick. Then it unlocks all of our lands. Yeah, Watcher is the play here. Pretty terrible playing Bloodbraid Elf post-combat opponent. Just like, no excuse. Not pretty terrible. Super ridiculously terrible. Yeah, that's the play. That's the play. Basic Plains off the top. Best top deck. Meddling Mage kind of awkward. Just because, you know, they don't have double red yet. So there's some stuff in the deck that we get. Bloodbraid Elf would be a nice name with Meddling Mage. But currently we just have to play Watcher for tomorrow and start a diggin'. Basic lands. Okay, well, not the basic lands that we really wanted. Yeah. Getting the other vial back is a very good plan. So yeah, we just have to take a basic here, and green seems more relevant than blue currently. So I'll take a green land. And we're going to get to blink this dude again. All right, I got no plays. I got mountains, no attacks, so I just go to my end step. I get my basic land. Super slow. Stack-a-rooney. Okay. I mean, Force seems okay. If they play Chandra or something else nasty, like if they try to stomp the Soulherder. I won't have Force in hand, though, yet. I've already got 2 witnesses. So I think force is the play here. I'm going to take force. Okay, and that's all I've got. Opponent not drawing lands or just drawing weird lands? Oh, hey, I might get force in hand. That's nice. Opponent puzzled by the trigger. No, no. You're supposed to wait, opponent. Sad face. Now I'm gonna start taking my beats. What is going on? I guess he doesn't want to get attacked, so he plays Bloodbraid as a blocker. It's just like so bad. Thassa is sort of spicy. It's so slow though. I'm probably just gonna pitch it to force. So yeah, putting Witness down now, probably not the best. Even though it lets me play the Ether Vial, which is pretty clutch, I think. But I do like untapping with, well, hang on. I mean, yeah, we Violin Witness and then Violin Soulherder on our turn. Obviously pretty strong. We get back Ether Vial, but on the end step, things are all a little bit slow. But I do like that line, just so that, like, the Witness doesn't just die to Renin 6. Seems better, right? I can't do anything with one green mana, so I'll just pass the turn. Okay, if the opponent uses their double red for a Chandra or something, we have force up. We also have Thassa now, which sort of changes the math a little bit. Yeah, that card is pretty annoying. Opponent didn't seem like they were working with too much, but now they get to draw 2 more cards. On top of getting a land back with Renin 6. Yeah, I mean, going for well, so now they're just getting in for 3, which is fair. I don't really think that I want to block this just yet. Now, remember, I mean, getting Thassa down is really nice, but ticking this up to 4 just seems terrible. So, just gonna take the damage here. Not fall too far behind on time. Opponent is clearly F6'd. Yeah, we're gonna say no for the time being. Man, we're getting wrecked by this stupid Magus of the Moon. We gotta go for value now. Opponent is F6'd, so they don't have more removal, which is awesome. At least it seems that way. Okay. So you are going to get back Ether Vial. Opponent could have me like at half the life total if they've been attacking like they're supposed to. Killing Eternal Witness is so dirty. I hate this card. Not just because I play Soulherder, but I just sort of like Blast Zone. It's just so unnecessary. Having a 2-drop Planeswalker that pretty much immediately gets value by getting a land back is just busted out of hand, like, immediately. But being able to kill X1s is so busted. And then on top of it, they have a game-winning minus. Stoneforge Mystic. Sweet. Opponent still hasn't used Ren this turn, I don't think. Sword of Fire and Ice. And they have the land. They can equip it. Wait. Don't. F3, F3. I want to counter that. So I'm pitching Meddling Mage here because I think that Thassa is probably better value. Yep, fair enough. Are you going to attack with more than just one creature, opponent? Blow my mind. Yeah. Okay. Clearly no blocks. I have to play. I have to keep this on 3 again. To vial in the Eternal Witness. Man, these pals would be good if I wasn't getting destroyed. There's no way for me to get rid of the Magus right now. So I can vial in Eternal Witness, get back Force, I guess. Play this thing. Opponent is once again kind of F6'd, I think. I think we might just be toast very soon. We need to get the trigger on the end step, so it is time to vial in Eternal Witness again. I could just get back. Force is probably the thing I need to get back. And next turn, I tick up, I guess, both Ether Vials. I can get back another blue card to pitch, I guess, here. Okay. It's kind of depressing. It's a Bloodbraid Elf. They're so happy when they draw Bloodbraid Elves. They're like, tap, 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 tap. Yes. No, I can't even counter that. Terrible. So Bloodbraid Elf into Clothis is just like so absurd. Okay, that works. If they attack with everybody, I'm just dead. Let's see if the opponent figures that out. Right? Dead. Dead, dead, dead. Super dead. Well done. All right, let's scoop. All right, so we know what we're playing against. We can go get basics as quickly as possible. Obviously going to keep all of the Ether Vials in, even though Pillage is a bit of a blowout. Burn Tin comes in. This is a matchup where I really like my sideboard. Bring in Worship. It does wonders against this deck. Ether Gust seems solid. Hits both red and green. Where did that card go? There it is. I don't think that Teague is good here. Purge is good enough. I like Purges better than Ether Gusts. My sideboard has 3 Purges. Mind Censored I don't think does anything. It stops them from fetching, which is something, but not enough. I don't really love Force in this matchup. It's not really. I'm gonna take all my forces out. Could counter a Pillage, but I'm not trying to hedge against a card that's like a 2 or 3 of in their deck. Path to Exile, we do want all of them. Need to take 2 more cards out. Uro can be a bit of a liability against Clothis, but I don't mind having a single copy in. But Teferi is not really great in the matchup, so trimming 2 there just seems fine. I don't know how an Eternal Witness somehow managed to get into the sideboard. Maybe I'll trim all the Teferis. So Nate, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations again on the result this weekend. And yeah, I'll continue doing my best here on the stream. Yeah, I guess this is probably fine. Auriok Champion would be great if we could get it down. So again, for those of you guys who don't know, Nate here in the chat is the Soulherder pilot who took this list to well, to the top of a modern challenge yesterday. They actually won. All right, this is beautiful. We're going to keep this, and we're going to aggressively fetch basics. And when I say aggressively, I mean stupidly. Actually, maybe, well, yeah, aggressively, because we can always just violin Auriok Champion. So I might just go like green, blue. We've got some green, blue over here. So I don't know. Ooh. Green seems fine here. We do want green no matter what, for sure. All right. So the plan is next turn I'm going to get blue. Did I not bring in Knight? That's embarrassing. Knight hits a lot of things. Knight hits a lot of things in this matchup, including Utopia Sprawl. So I just totally missed it. Not my sideboard, and that's not an excuse, but I just didn't see it, didn't think about it. Opponent chooses white. Actually, getting basic white would have been maybe a good idea, just to make sure we have path online. So that might have been a little bit loose getting green here, honestly. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Not my deck. Making mistakes. Yes, Faust. I mean, 100% bringing in Knight just would have been sick. Definitely the way to go. Opponent, like, doing a little tappy tap, like, faking out like they have something and then F6ing. Like, they're completely F6'd right now. I don't buy it, opponent. You've got nothing. Ether Gust is okay. Come on, don't blow it up. Well, they have no instant speed to blow this up, right? That would be... Well, if they have a red spell, I can just gust it. Okay, all right. More basics. I can dig it. So first of all, let's just get our attack in. Although, you know, they could play a Bloodbraid Elf. We could leave back some defense. But I could just vial this in and just block a Bloodbraid Elf. So we will attack. And I think I'll probably just play a tapped Breeding Pool. Opponent wasting their second turn. That's nice. Ether Gust for the blowouts here. Or if they have Bloodbraid Elf, then it's really not the best. Oh my god, this thing. Well, I do get a good block in on it. Pillage is getting gusted for sure. Well, you know what? I mean, it's like, I guess it slows them down. They got to put it on top of the deck, use their turn, next turn. I mean, it's not really doing very much for me at this point. Let's start by just going ahead and vialing in Auriok Champion. I should have let it attack if I was going to gust it. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I can attack if I want to. To gust or not to gust? I've got double blue to bounce something if I feel like it. Yeah, I mean, I might as well use gust. It's what it's there for. As tempo-y as we get, so gust that thing. Bloodbraid Elf not doing a whole lot, and we don't really want to give them another Cascade. Oh, they put it on the bottom. Maybe they have another Pillage in hand. And we start gaining life. To be honest, I sort of forgot that I gained life when the opponent's creatures enter the battlefield. That's pretty nice. So I do tick it up here. That's nice. All right, well, let's start by playing that thing. Triggers. Okay, got to play a little quickly. Eternal Witness seems quite nice, actually, so I'm going to take that. Eternal Witness. Any order? That's going to resolve. I'm going to put a basic down, and I'm going to get in for some damages. Oh, that's right. They named white. They named white, which is weird. How did they? Oh yeah, they cascaded into pillage. Very very good catch, Faust. Or it's Jackie Chan actually. Magus. It doesn't matter too much here, and I can venture it if I feel like it. All right, 16 turn clock. Let's go. I mean, ticking this up to 4 seems, you know, not ideal because we don't have a lot of 4-drops in the deck. In fact, if I go and check what we have, we've got literally 2 and nothing else from the sideboard. So I think I'm just gonna keep this. Nah, I'm gonna keep it on 3. We've got so many more 3-drops. It's rough, but I've got to keep it on 3. Like literally, the card becomes dead as soon. It's the way that we play around what they're doing. Also, basic island off the top just opens it up right away. Jesus, I mean these. I mean at a certain, I don't even have access to white mana, even if they didn't have Magus. You mean with Watcher? It's fine if I attack with Watcher. I was thinking about attacking with it. It seems fine. I agree. I mean, Auriok is just holding it down, and if they block this and they give me back Eternal Witness, it's pretty nice. They're choosing not to. Fair enough. I mean, still, pillage would be pretty dirty if they find another one. But I don't think that they run too many at this point. They're not really a land destruction deck anymore. They might be able to go to the full playset out of the sideboard or something, like 2 main, 2 side. Well, that's kind of annoying. That might force the issue on me ticking up Aether Vial, but guess we'll have to wait and see. They're actually going to get to play their enchantment here. I mean, not their enchantment, their artifact, because they have Arbor Elf. And why are we getting so wrecked by Magus of the Moon? Actually, you know, it's not even fair to say that because I didn't get white mana when I could have. So that's on me, which is, you know, whatever. But if we get back Eternal Witness, we can cast it, Violin, Venser, bounce the Magus, get back a land, get Path. Try to get some things going. I didn't even bring in Night of Autumn against like the equipment deck, so this is all on me. Well, that's an interesting equip, but I guess it makes sense. Attack with both? No? Attack with nothing? This guy's got protection. He can just eat this, in which case I don't really know. Like, is it super tech of me? I guess it depends on what we draw. If I want to tick... Well, no. I'm not going to know what I draw, so I can't tick this up. If I tick this up to 4 for Venser, it's just dead. But I get to bounce the Magus and pray that I draw a basic... I don't know. Whatever. I'm not ticking it up. I can't tick it up. It's just not going very well. That's cool. I guess I might as well vial that in, or I might as well just cast it. If I vial it in and I draw, a basic plains, well, I still can't escape it. So since I can't escape this turn, I feel like I might as well cast it. Yeah, but blue doesn't. Oh, yeah, you're right. But then blue opens up Venser. All right, I might as well vial it in now. Too many triggers. And actually, I did it a little bit backwards, but I don't think it matters in this case. I'm probably just going to time out in this match, honestly. still have to attack, I think. Not attacking with the Watcher, because, well... Yeah, I'm not attacking with the Watcher. Oh man, the opponent almost did some weird activation of Stoneforge. That would have been kind of cool. So, let's see. I mean, these paths would be so good if they got unlocked here. So, let's see. I can Gust the Magus, but then they just replay it. So that seems more like an end step kind of thing. Let's go to blocks. I mean, there's a case for either. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna block the Magus here. Seems pretty sick. Yeah, this all seems actually kind of fine. And if yeah, this seems fine. I'm gonna let it resolve. Let it go to damage. I don't really want to gust anything here. If they try to like kill Watcher so they keep Magus, I would gust the removal spell, I guess. All right, good attack for us. I can dig it. But I do have to play really fast, so let me concentrate, guys. And if I make mistakes, oh, wait, what? Why did that die? It has protection from red. Oh, this thing killed it. That's right. Another, maybe I should gust. Oh, wait, I could, if I'm not even paying attention at this point. They're hard casting Batterskull here. Oh, it's Magus again. Yeah, I guess that resolves. I don't even know what I'm doing, guys. Sword Trigger, yeah. Magus is gonna resolve, but then they have another Magus, that's why they attacked. But I can bounce it and then escape Uro. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna try to keep my head in the game. I'm gonna inevitably miss stuff because this is super complicated. All right. Now I can go and get white mana now. So let's not exile the Windswept Teeth. Oh man, I've just been like way too slow in this match, guys. I'm very sorry that I'm just gonna sort of lose the match here. I need to violin Eternal Witness right now to get my land. Slow roll. Yeah, there's literally virtually no way that I can win this. Just because I've basically timed myself out. It's something that I am always extremely conscientious about, but it's a new deck for me. I can't do anything about that. I could have pathed it and gotten a basic. I'm just going to path whatever creature has. Well, that's obnoxious. Okay. More blue seems fine. I'm gonna get white right now. They're going to. Let's see. I mean, if I can win this game, I'll be proud of myself. I'm gonna lose the match, but whatever. Partially sideboarding decisions. I should have brought Knight in. Well, that's poor. Opponent is empty-handed, which is interesting, but I don't know that we're getting out of this. We've got plenty of basics now, which is kind of sick. That just happened all of a sudden. Why is the opponent not attacking with Build Rate Elf? It's just like kind of dumb. I guess I tick this up now. Nah. Well, all right. Let me just get some more stuff. I've got no sense in rushing here. I don't think. Everything is instant speed. Man, I gotta like go to the bathroom again. What is the opponent doing? Equipping. Okay, that's protection from blue. I can let that resolve. Utopia Sprawl, fair enough. Gonna strap on the Batter Skull. Are they going all in again? What a strange strategy. Peace. Oh, they put the Magus on the bottom of the deck, I think. Is that what happened when I gusted it? Kind of funny. Excuse me. I think I'm going to just Venser this Forest. Maybe, yeah, Forest seems fine. I don't know. And I'm going to crack this. Going to get that other basic. Nah, I can get a shock. Yeah, Vial just never goes to 4, I don't think, because we only have like there's a Forest in their hand. That's the spell in their hand. So like something a Violin. Come on, deck. All right, 5 minutes left. Let's do this. Another Eternal Witness would be good. We have 2 more in the deck. No more Uros. Opponent is starting to play slowly. Jesus, this is so... we have flooded out in multiple games today. Attack with all these things. Block if you want, opponent. I don't think you will. I think you're afraid. I think you're too scared. Opponent's not learning their lesson, I don't think. Jesus, how many times do you make the same mistake? So it's crunch time here. I really need some way to like get a path back, like an Eternal Witness. I'm still above 20 life, which is pretty wild. Opponent failed to find a basic land, so we know exactly how many basics he has at this point. Is she getting another? I don't know, whatever. I'm just gonna... They can't block here because they need creatures to strap the swords onto. Come on, deck. Give me something. Oh my god. So I'm attacking with all my creatures. Okay. This is gonna gain them life. I hate life gain. Stupid Batter Skull. Why don't I bring the Knight of Autumn in? It's just... If they crawl out, like, climb out of this hole... Alright, look, now they realize what they should do. Deputy off the top to take away both Arbor Elves? Did I take Deputy out? I'm pretty sure I did not. Deputy still in the deck. Alright, what are you killing, opponent? 2 damage to my face, 2 damage to Venser. Fair enough. Come on. Eladamri's Call, Venser. I mean, Deputy. Oh. Soulherder. A little slow, but I will get a redraw. You know what? Actually, I guess I could block one of these things. So let me get in for my attacks. Do get a redraw here. Deck. No! God, now Soulherder is gonna die. Alright, so they're getting in for 7 and then they're kill Soulherder. Oh. Oh man. Come on, deck. No more lands, please. I can't take it anymore. It's so rough. Oh my god. Oh. It's brutalizing me. I'm already gonna lose this match. Just let me do something. Oh, it's so stupid. Alright, whatever. I can't block. It's GG, I'm scooping. Alright guys, not the best league. We have one more match to go. So ridiculous, these draws. Currently 1 and 3. That'll drop us back into the losers bracket, which should hopefully pair us up against some like spicy stuff like we saw from like the Kinnan Lotus Bloom deck. I'll be back in a second. All right, so guys, I was just thinking, given how like trolly this league has been, with all the flooding, winning all the die rolls but still getting like skunked in all the matches. Who do you think the like what matchup would be like the trolliest matchup for the 5th round? I'm gonna call Mill. Like Blue Black Mill has been making a comeback, and I'm pretty sure it's still like 1% of the metagame or less, but I'm just gonna call it. It's a 1 out of 100 shot, but I'm pretty sure I'm getting paired against Mill right now. So also another thought is, so I've played Eladamri's Call before in Soulherder, but I haven't played it with Vial. I moved away from Call because I didn't love that like you needed to pay 2 mana to get the creature, and then you cast the creature, and so obviously Vial helps with that. Like Call is best with Vial, but Call and Vial is like a two card combo. You can have Ether Vial without Call, and then Ether Vial, I don't know, Ether Vial doesn't seem that amazing to me, like just by itself in this deck. And I don't think Call is that amazing by itself. It's okay. But I've been starting to play Neoform in my just regular Monodorks version, non-Ether Vial. And Neoform has felt kind of busted. Like, so I'm pretty stoked to continue playing Neoform. So like you play a snake, and then you neoform it and you go get like Skyclave Apparition and you get rid of Karn, or anything. You can neoform immediately into Eternal Witness. You can get back neoform. You can get back the snake that you sacked. So no guesses on the matchup here, guys. Again, I'm gonna say mill. I'll go ahead and join the queue, since once again it's gonna take a very long time to find me an opponent, because very few people are as bad as I am. So call it now. Place your bets. Who will my opponent be? Who would we want it to be? I mean, Jund is a pretty good matchup usually. I'm not sure how Aether Vial changes the complexion of that one. I don't even know. Like, if somebody asked me what I'd want to get paired against, I'd be like Ponza, because we're usually good against Ponza, but Aether Vial gets pillaged. Apparently, like, Magus wrecks us even though we've got Aether Vial. So please no Ponza. All right, guys, it's your last chance. I'm about to join the match. Any any calls for the glory? I'm gonna wait. I'm calling Blue Black Mill. All the glory will be mine when it happens. All right, here we go. I think I've literally won all 5 die rolls. All right, this is a pretty nice hand. I can keep this. Neoform now, I guess, would be nice, because I got the force. Oh, we already know it's Blue Black Mill, even with that Luris. Okie dokie. So, I mean, we're still casting Coatl on turn 2, even with Eladamri's Call. It depends on what deck we're playing against. Since we've got the Coatl, seems like basics are reasonable, so we've already got green and white. So green here, I guess, is good. Maybe just the Temple Garden. Basics are fine, I think. We do have the Force, but I don't think I'll have to hardcast that anytime soon. All right, so this one is for for all the marbles, basically. If you go 1 and 4 in a league, you don't get anything. You get to walk away with your head hung low. Fortified Village, starting it off with the unplayable jank. All right, Havassan's Pilgrim. I'm about to get wrecked, guys. I know it for a fact. Hey, paintball. So I'm currently 1 and 3 paintball. If you just checked in, I've been playing this Vial build, and the deck has been trolling us pretty hard, flooding out when we need to not flood out, winning all the die rolls, but still getting stomped by our opponents. Yeah, I don't think I really want to call here yet. We don't know what we're playing against. We might want to go get something like Deputy to take away some important permanent. But opponent is ramping with Fortified Village. It's nice art. It's just like a standard land, though. If this is a Kitchen Finks. Oh my god. All right. So we're just... all right. So I guess we are going to want to get... So, maybe I should have left up call, but we didn't. So we're going to let that resolve. Hopefully draw a path off the top. I might want to trade for that. We'll see how it goes. So calling for 2 drops doesn't really do it here. So we need to not lose. I guess we don't even have Hardcast Force up here currently. I guess we could no, we could hold up call, and if they go for like call themselves, or I think I'm gonna block here. I like trying to take them off their mana a little bit. Unforeseen blocks. Ambush. I can call for a blue creature and then pitch Force for that. So that's an option. Looks like it. With Fortified Village. Apparently Devoted Druid is Devastation is an expensive deck, I guess. Huh. Alright, well that could let me hardcast Force. I'd I would kind of like to get down this Vial here. I don't think we're Eladamri's calling for like a 2-drop here. I think we need the higher value cards. So it's like, I think we kind of have to see what the opponent does. If I want to get this Ether Vial down, I can still call for a... I don't think I'm going to have to call... I mean, I don't think I'm going to have to force on the opponent's turn. If they just play Vizier here and have a payoff, I think we just lose. Okay, not yet. So it's totally possible they have like a Path to Exile, which would stink. Oh wait, they could have a Vizier. They do have a... I think they do have a Vizier. Huh. Oh, they're just activating. Okay, fair enough. Slightly weird timing, I guess. So all right, we got exactly one turn. So I'm going to go get a Deputy and take away the Devoted Druid. Unfortunately, it's clunky since I can't actually vial it in right now. Not really afraid of my life total, and I don't know. I think I'll just go get green white, just to have extra green white, green and white. Okie dokie. So, oh, you know what? I could get Meddling Mage and just play it right now. That seems better, I think. But then what am I getting? I guess I can still call for a Deputy next turn and just be like hardcore control. So I'll get Meddling Mage here. And we're naming Vizier of Remedies. There's a lot of Viziers, apparently. Okay. And now, you know what? I'm not even sure if sort of extremely proactively calling for Deputy is even necessary. We might want to look to something that gets like our plan going now. Teferi is cool because I can just bounce this thing. Play this tapped, feel totally fine. They might attack, in which case I would probably not block. Teferi would bite the dust. But it does just draw me a card. They could untap, path this thing. But no, bouncing this is fine. It definitely buys me another turn. And if I draw a 3-drop, I can vial it in, so... Hey! Nice. Nice. So now, if need be, I can witness and get back like a blue spell to pitch the force, but nothing to do with this mana, so I'm going to play that tapped. Pass the turn. And I'll trade with the Duskwatch if they try to get in at Teferi. With Eternal Witness is what I'm saying. Are they trying to... Okay, Devoted Druid, very good. Can't counter that, so that's going to be fine. You know, Duskwatch is a combo piece. Eternal Witness is a combo piece for me as well. So we're finally seeing the power of Eladamri's Call with Ether Vial. So I think I might just not block here. If they attack, they didn't even attack. That's silly. I mean, I can't double call next turn, so I'll just get back the Coatl, start drawing some cards, and I can call for Soulherder on my turn if I feel like it. Or yeah, call. Let's see. Oh my god, the calls are with us today. Or not today, just right now. I don't hate just vialing in Ice Fang to see what I draw. Okay, cool. So I can double call if I feel like it. I'm definitely single calling. And I think the plan is just Soulherder. Yep, Soulherder. So if every game is like this would be the best build in the world. I think an attack here is fine. Block opponent. Block. They don't have what it takes. This has Death Touch now, too. It's pretty cool. All right, so 18,000 Domri's calls. Again, I can counter something if I need to. I predict... Well, let's see what happens here. Fortified Village. Tapped. Still can't cast the Vizier. I guess like a walking ballista would be gross. Oh, they're gonna activate this guy, I bet, right? Or maybe not. This is what's happening. I'm not sure. Chord of Calling for X equals 2. Yep, we're gonna go get a blue creature and counter that. Oh, Watcher. We got 4 of those. Seems okay. Yep. That's fun. Nice interactions. So, I mean, I could see just like calling for a like deputy to just get rid of Devoted Druid here. Another Teferi. Well, Teferi could just bounce this thing, give us another turn. I mean, Teferi's probably better just to pitch the force, like just to sort of protect. So, not really sure even what the best thing is to get here. I mean, Deputy seems fine. Venser also seems quite good. But I don't have double blue and I don't have an Ether Vial on 4, so I think Deputy's fine. But there's no rush. We can kind of wait a moment. But this guy gets to make mana like we just saw for Chord. So let's see. If I chord for Deputy and play it now, I'm going to get Force at the end of the turn with Eternal Witness. So I will have Force to pitch to Teferi. So I can get something down right now if I want to. But again, at instant speed, it doesn't really matter. I'll wait to see what the opponent is working with. Respond with Call, Violin, Deputy or something, you know? So... I think I can continue to attack here. Certainly with this guy and this guy. If I need to call for another Eternal Witness, that's fine as well. Just take the damage, opponent. You've got 18 life, right? He's thinking about it. You can't block here. This would be a bad block. It's still going to have 15 life. You need this thing to be able to potentially find stuff that you need, right? Oh, well, opponent lost connection, so they're not really thinking about it, I guess. This is another matchup a little bit like Neoform, where we just sort of bring in all the interaction. I guess the opponent is thinking about it, because they did join the game again, and they're still in the tank. While they're thinking, we can go ahead and... Oh, they're not thinking anymore. All right, so once again, we're just going to sort of chill at instant speed, and... Come on, let's do this. This is sort of a nice lock, because Opponent is forced to like main phase their this thing is going to make their creatures cost less. Again, I guess Walking Ballista is kind of dirty, right? But I can always just... Oh, they're making mana. Maybe I should have gotten Deputy already. Can't be countered. And it has protection from blue. So I can't Venser it. I can Path it, but I need to draw a path. I can't Venser it. I can't Deputy it. I can go get Uro and just draw a bunch of, gain a bunch of life. I can also just Ghost block if I have an Ephemerate. I could bounce it with Teferi. So, all right, that thing's going to hit the battlefield. Excuse me, my sore throat is catching up with me a little bit. What's happening here? Are we going after Teferi? Seems reasonable. You know what? I can block, go get Venser, but I can't cast Venser or vial him in. Protection from blue means I can't Death Touch with a snake. Let's take a quick glimpse or glance. Remorseful Cleric is a 4/4 or 5/5? 5/5. Pro blue. What are our options? Yeah, no Teferi bounce. That's clear. So Ephemerate is an awesome draw here. Path is an awesome draw here. Uro just gains life and starts outvaluing. But I don't have double blue to actually escape Uro yet, so it might not be the best based on that. We can also just try to go big on drawing cards. Well, let me cast Call here, because I could probably just look at it like this, right? All right, so what are we doing? We can Deputy, Eternal Witness to call again, just to get some value going. Like get another Eternal Witness on the battlefield. Seems good for now. I'll just do that. I like getting some value out of this Teferi, so maybe I will just block with one of these Eternal Witnesses. We're gonna get just an Ice Fang, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe I should have gotten the a Watcher. Watcher might actually be better here. Just digs deeper. Okay, so there's the Ephemerate. Ugh, okay. I don't want to time out. Like, this is still game one. No, and no. Auriok. Yeah, that's something for sure I could have potentially done. Just gonna play Auriok, hold up Ephemerate. I can get in for some damage here. I gotta remember to tick Teferi up. I forget to do that sometimes. I don't even know what I want to target here. I guess Eternal Witness getting back Eternal Witness. All right, and this is where I have to start playing fast. I'm like, it's not my deck, and starting to take is way too much time. We're getting into a good spot though. For those of you not super familiar with Soulherder, Ephemerate is really cool with Teferi on the board because you can just, they can't respond to Ephemerates at all. I still have a force. That's what, force up with this Teferi. If they go for Court of Calling or something. Or like a Path to Exile on Meddling Mage. I could also just ephemerate the Meddling Mage. All right, they're going big. It looks like it might be another Court of Calling. Oh, just looking at the top. Remember that Walking Ballista is pretty rough here, I think. I could ephemerate. What did they put in their hand? Another Mistcutter Hydra. All right, so they got a Mistcutter Hydra in hand. They're at 10 life. We've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Enough for lethal, particularly if we draw Postmortem Lunge. Gains haste, lets him do some stuff. I mean, I guess that's fine. I don't really care. The way that I do my yields is I don't really like auto yields. I auto yield F6 like all the time when shields are down or when I don't need to think about anything. I don't know why they just Postmortem Lunge. That's a little bit weird. But I'm constantly. Hold on a sec. Okay. Excuse me. Opponent's conceding, so we pretty much do have to win game 2. So King Magic, what I was starting to say is I just find that my hotkeys are just much faster than setting auto yields because I use F6 a lot when the situation calls for it, but then I often undo it, like if I realize I should undo it, so then I'm F3ing a lot, which clears all the auto yields. If it clears your auto yields, then you have to reset all of them, and it's just, there's different ways to play, and with my deck, even with Soulherder, like, I think I've timed out once in the last, like, 3 months. I don't really like setting auto yields. I think it's super clunky the way that Magic does it. Like, different cards will have different options for auto yields, and it just takes forever. So we do want to bring in paths. We do want to bring in, I mean, Remorseful Cleric is okay. They do have Luris, but I'm not sure how important that is. Gadok Teague turns off their chords and their devastations. I don't think Night is important. Mind Sensor also limits their chords and such. It being a combo deck, I think I like Force quite a lot. Ether Gust is probably okay. Auriok is unnecessary. Charming Prince is unnecessary. Sorry. I don't really love Uro in the matchup. Teferi seemed fine, but I don't know that we need 3. Thassa is for grindy matchups. Doesn't seem great. Venser is interaction, so I can't cut that. Watcher digs very deep to get to Path to Exiles. Eladamri's Call was excellent there. Meddling Mage was excellent there. So, Eternal Witness was great. Maybe Teferi's not really all that useful. It bounces stuff, but we've got more removal at this point. Let's take out the Teferis. Possible I'm trimming a little bit too much blue, but I'm bringing blue back in. Should be fine. Remember, this is like the salvage some of my dignity league or match. So I snap kept with Path to Exile. Is the opponent passing? Come on, pass. Pass, pass, pass. Don't play a land. All right, I think they caught it. That would have been pretty nice if they missed their land drop. So we do want to thin the deck. We'll go get green. I'm going to play sort of fast-ish. You guys can see, like, when I focus, I can play a lot faster. Pretty sure if they play Druid, it gets pathed on our turn, because we don't want to let them untap and make a bunch of mana, and then, like, cast Collected Company or Chord for something. Oh man, do they not have a second land drop? Let's go. Oh, opponent's just like toying with my emotions here. Okay, there's the Devoted Druid. And as I said, I think I'm just going to path it on my own turn. Not overthink it, not let them create a bunch of mana on their turn. Mind Sensor's interesting. So what am I calling for? I think I'm calling for Witness for sure to get back the Path to Exiles. Just not doing it this turn. Okay, opponent with the land drops. Okay, no other Druid yet. Okay, very nice. Let's go deck. Teague is cool. I'm going to vial that guy in now, I guess. And then I'm going to hold up. You know, I get Soulherder down, call and vial in Eternal Witness next turn when I have 4 lands. That seems pretty good. So yeah, let's get Soulherder down now. Not going to blink any. Actually, it'll blink Teague, I guess. Opponent is super F6'd. I love it. All right. So we are doing very well, and I don't think the opponent can win right now, like just off the top. They found a Hydra. Fair enough, but we got access to our Path to Exiles. Okay, there's a Druid. We get to piece that out. I don't know why I just hid the Hydra, but whatever. The opponent really wants their Duskwatch Recruiter. Okay, so once again, we paid a life. We call for Eternal Witness. I'm getting the hang of this, guys. Peace. I get to attack with Soulherder. Boop. We get back Path to Exile, and the game should be pretty much locked up at this point. We know that they have that Mistcutter Hydra, but that's just like whatever, some damage. We could always block if we feel like it. Excuse me. Are they playing a 6/6 Hydra right now? Looks like it. Okay, that's sort of all right. Just gonna path that thing. I am not going to block. They might get in with both. They should get in with both. Seems bad to not get in with both. Did not want to draw a land there. But it's sort of okay because we get to double path here. Path there. Grow the Soulherder. This doesn't affect either vial. Attack. And I'm gonna vial in Mind Sensor. They can't search anyway, so could get back Call, but I kind of like just continuing to get back Path. And, you know, I don't know, whatever. I'll just play my Mind Sensor right now. Okay, well, I mean, Zori, this is what you get when you're in the 1-3 bracket. They found no cards with Duskwatch Recruiter. Huh. Okay, I mean, looks good for us. Looks like we might actually get out of this with a 2-3 instead of the 1-4. And while I'm thinking about it, I want to say thanks very much again, guys, to whoever's joining me. This is one of the rare occasions where I've actually done an entire league in one stream. It's generally, games take a long time with Soulherder, and so being in the evening, sometimes the streams end after like 3 or 4 matches. Watcher's okay. Yeah. And Ephemerate seems pretty good. I will get Ephemerate. So if he blocks this, still not quite lethal, so I'll just get in with this guy, see if he wants to chump. I actually think that blinking this guy's correct. If they have removal and they go after him, I'll get the Ephemerate back no matter what. And not... Okay, so... yeah, so I'm just going to get the Ephemerate here. Ladamri's Call seems good. Any order... And yeah, I don't know. It seems like it could be sort of a goodish matchup. Could also be that I'm just drawing very well. All right, opponent scooped. So finish with a 2-3. Typically, it's quite difficult to end below 2-3 because when you drop into the losers bracket, like 0-2 or 1-3, like I found myself in twice in this league. You get paired against opponents that are less experienced, opponents who are playing brews, which is definitely not to say anything bad about those players or those brews. It's just that, you know, that your win percentage goes up a little bit. So I was starting to say thanks so much, guys, for joining me this evening. Hopefully there's a couple of new guys here, new guys and gals. If you enjoy watching Soulherder, please give me a follow. I stream Soulherder every Monday evening. I stream Merfolk every Wednesday evening, and I pick up streams here and there if there's something interesting for me to show you. What else? What else? If you want to subscribe, that would be awesome. Let's see. You guys have any thoughts about the deck before we wrap things up? I mean, obviously, Ether Vial, we didn't draw it in the first 3 matches. Then we got paired against Ponza. Or maybe it was I think it was the first 3. Then we got paired against Ponza, drew Ether Vials, but they had Pillage, and it was just very awkward between, like, Magus of the Moon. I forgot to bring in Night of Autumn. It was just kind of a mess. Honestly, you know, I can't make a judgment after 1 league. The deck felt super powerful when it did its thing, kind of like... next level powerful, just being able to get your engine online immediately with Ether Vial and Eladamri's Call felt awesome. But there are also times when Ether Vial didn't feel that great. Call is awkward when you're short on mana. Honestly, I've been enjoying my own build. I guess I can pull that up real quick. This is what I've been working with. For those of you who are interested and haven't seen it, I've been testing Fiend Hunter since Skyclave Apparition is coming out very soon. Shares the casting cost. That's a very similar templating, but it's far more powerful in general than Fiend Hunter. Neoform is only a singleton so far. I've still been running a single Chord of Calling, which I like quite a lot because Chord can grab Burnt-In against Prowess. It can grab Spore Frog against Prowess or any other deck that we need to blank their attack step. I've been loving Muldrifter. It's a crazy value engine with Ephemerate. There's a lot of similarities between the 2 lists. We both have 3 Eternal Witnesses, the single Deputy, 2 sort of onboard blink engines between Soulherder. I have 2 Soulherders. Nate has Soulherder and Thassa. But I think I prefer like the dorks. Like being able to power out Uro on turn 2 is very strong. Being able to power out a Snake and Ephemerate on turn 2 is pretty strong. So, again, guys, before I wrap it up, I'd love to hear any thoughts that you have. For any of you guys who play Soulherder, have you guys tried Vial? If so, are you like a huge fan of Vial? If you haven't tried it, how did it look this evening? Have you been thinking about trying it? The fact that Nate just crushed a Modern challenge with it, and for those of you guys who didn't join me earlier, I mentioned that he didn't just win the Modern challenge. He 6-0'd games in the top 8. It was quarterfinals 2-0, semifinals 2-0, finals 2-0. So it was like the deck can just like, you know, do amazingly well when it draws okay. So I don't know. I think I'm probably going to put it aside for a little while. It's great to have it as an option to just be able to pick up and give it another shot. I'm sure Nate is going to continue honing the deck, trying to figure out the optimal build, though I find it hard to believe that he would stray too far from a deck that he just crushed a challenge with. But as I mentioned, I've been having a good time with my build. I've had a couple 5-0s recently with my approach, and it's fun either way. So you guys aren't very chatty this evening, so I'm not going to wait for your feedback at this point. But if you guys want to stick around for just a second, I'm going to go ahead and check out who on the Card Hoarder network is streaming right now. And I'll try to send you guys over there in a raid. So I see that, well, nobody I know is streaming right now, but I see somebody named Xylem is streaming. So that's EXYLEM, Xylem. They've got 37 viewers. So I'm going to try to send you guys over there. And if you could say hi from Merfolk Joe, I would appreciate it. And once again, if you like Soulherder, if you like Merfolk, please give me a follow. And please say hello to Xylem, if that's how you say the name. Because I'm going to send you guys over there now. Have a good night, and I'll see some of you on Wednesday with Merfolk. Adios.